Watu wa Mount Kenya, hii ni debate yenu. Mimi nawaanzishia tu, alafu mukuje muendelee. Sijui Kikuyu, sijui Kimeru, sijui Kiembu, so siwezi endelea kutoka hapo. So tonight muta examine three topical issues. Baba amekuwa West Pokot, mother amekuwa Nyeri. Now of course you have to dig in. Your son and daughter were on the debate on Tuesday. Kati ya Rigathi Gachagua na mother wa Ngare. Who are you rooting for as your kingpin? Who won the debate? What were the issues that they addressed themselves to? Who was speaking right to the mountain? Na nani munaweza sema ametosha kurithi hiyo mlima? So kujeni muanze kuongea hii maneno. Leo ni siku yenu. Njiru na the rest sijawaona, but for those who have been participating on this channel, you can come and continue with that session. Yeah, let me share the topic so that it can begin to scroll here. Muione na mkuche mchangie. I can only speak Mount Kenya language in Kiswahili or Kiingereza. I have not done my homework well. Unless munifanye nikuwe mudhoni wakwa. Yes, so maybe I'll play one or two clips just to align your minds on what you need to debate on. Bado sijapata hiyo clip ya mother, but nimepata hapa ya baba moja akikuwa West Pokot, and I will recap a few things on what happened in Tuesday debate.
Haya, Pokot hoye, Pokot hoye, vijana hoye, vijana hoye, mama hai. Na mmekuja kwa fujo, kuja kwa wengi sana, wananchi wa Pokot na Chepararia, Spai Kokuo. Asanteni sana, asanteni sana. Mimi nina furaha kuona vile mmekuja kwa wingi namna hii. Sasa kuna mzee mmoja anaitwa mzee Lorema.
Mount Kenya team have shared a link. Muingie muanze kuongea issues to do with the mountain and the politics that are going on. This is normally your day. Let me share a few things about Gachagua and
mzee moja aliniambia ndio ukuwe tajiri, a wealthy person, you must have either a known product or service in the market. Na tufanye mfano kidogo. Uhuru ni tajiri, tunajua ako na Brookside. Ukiingia supermarket utapata maziwa yake. Vima Alisha ni tajiri, ako na Bidco. Raila ni tajiri, si ndio mnasemanga yeye ndiye anauza gas, Spectre International. Na matajiri wengine wengi, ile mzee ya Devki, tunajua kiwanda yake ya Devki ya kuchoma chuma mahali iko. Lakini iko mtu anaitwa Rigathi Gachagua ambaye yako na billions of money in the bank, na akaulizwa jana kwa debate, akaulizwa wewe Gachagua, hii pesa yako umetoa wapi? Gachagua ukienda Nyeri hana biashara, hata duka, hata kinyozi ama mkahawa ama bar hana. Ukienda kwao Karatina hata kinyozi hana. Ukienda kwa shamba yake, zile ng'ombe ameweka hapo nyumbani, ng'ombe zimedhoofika, migosho hiyo ndio ameweka hapo. Very emaciated cows, si ati ni mkulima wa maziwa. Hana shamba ambayo tunajua ati Gachagua ndiye analima mahindi hapa, hii ni shamba yake ya majani. He is just a government bureaucrat all his life, mkora ya serikalini. Na alisema mzuri sana, yeye kazi yake ni kufanya tenda za serikali, tenda za mamilioni, 100 million, 200, 300. Na unasikia hata alisema yeye alianza kusupply Kwale County, Busia County, sijui na Nyeri County before hata devolution ianze. A government bureaucrat. Government bureaucrat, hao ndio watu ambao wana practice kitu inaitwa state capture. Wamekamata serikali, wanatumia kirauni na nguvu kufyonza na kuiba mali ya umma. State capture ndio hiyo.
Yes, Gachagua was explaining about state capture. Ameambiwa mambo yake sasa leo. This guy alikuwa pia anatuambia story ya, alikuwa ameambiwa maswali ataulizwa kwa debate, akatuambia story ya alcohol, ya kunywangi alcohol. Hebu tusikie vile alikuwa anasema.
And I wake up early. I don't take alcohol. I don't take alcohol.
Previously on.
Mwangalia kanyumba kega hau. Na kanyumba gathuri ga gucina nyama. Makinywa kanya mukana banywa tukiaragia. Continue.
Aya, hapo ni watu wa Mount Kenya watatuambia amesema nini. So kwa debate alisema akunywangi alcohol, lakini kwa hiyo shortwave nasikia amesema niko na kanyumba kadoka hapo. Huwa nachomea nyama ndani na kunywa kiasi. I don't know, sijasikia, sijaelewa Kenya amesema, but the interpretation inasema hivyo. So watu wa mlima mkuje haraka mwanze kutuambia hii maneno. Sijui mmejificha wapi. Acha nisikie tena kitu alituambia after debate. Alikuwa ameambiwa maswali ndio akapepa mwa Kenya ama nini?
Mheshimiwa Rigathi Gachagua, unajihisi namna gani baada ya mdahalo huu?
Tulikuwa tumeambiwa hayo maswali yote yataulizwa.
What is state capture?
In the year 20, I want to tell you what is state capture. Present Kenya Kwanza plan on how we intend to turn around the economy of this country. To start with, I'd like to tell Honorable Mother we are not here to fight President Uhuru Kenyatta.
A few moments later.
Had President Uhuru Kenyatta, and that allowed President Uhuru Kenyatta, 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 Uhuru Kenyatta, Uhuru Kenyatta, President Uhuru Kenyatta, President Uhuru Kenyatta, President Uhuru Kenyatta. Here comes President Uhuru Kenyatta.
6 hours later.
Of Uhuru Kenyatta, the role of President Uhuru Kenyatta. President Uhuru Kenyatta has President Uhuru Kenyatta will continue to fight President Uhuru Kenyatta. President Uhuru Kenyatta who had said so by President Uhuru Kenyatta. President Uhuru Kenyatta by Uhuru Kenyatta. When I supported Uhuru Kenyatta.
Naenda kwa mtu plalifaki.
Yes, so alianza kwa kutuambia hataongea story ya President Uhuru Kenyatta, and he ended up talking about Uhuru Kenyatta, Uhuru Kenyatta, Uhuru Kenyatta, Uhuru Kenyatta several times. So swali ni according to Team Tangatanga, Rigathi Gachagua won this debate. Okay, hatufai kupishana. Let's accept kama wanafikiria he won. According to that is the gospel according to them. But the question then is, did he win against Martha Karua or he won against Uhuru Kenyatta? Because he was not debating Martha Karua. So did he win against someone who was away, who had no chance to rebuttal? Because all the questions were directed, and the dissents were directed to someone who was not there. So if at all he won the debate, it's because he was playing alone. The person he was playing with was not around. He chose to focus on someone who was absent, and he decided that now that he has not rebutted, I have won this debate. How are you, my brother Patrick Mwaluma?
And you?
I'm good, huh?
Yes.
Yeah, thank you for coming. I've set up this platform for Mount Kenya. They normally do on Thursdays, but I haven't seen them come. But even before they come, anybody else can have an opportunity to share their opinion on what you think on the three subtopics. I think Baba was in West Pokot. How do you see it? That reception, Joe? Yeah. Kwa hivyo Baba akona kura Rift Valley kibao.
Inaonekana hivyo. By the way, all over. Because when he came to Coast Province, Coastal region, the turnout was good, especially in where I am in Taita. And you know, Baba does not facilitate movements. People come, so you are sure that the votes are real. It's not. They are not. They are not assumed. They are just there. So I think on that he is safe. Coast region, he went to Lower Eastern, Nairobi, Nyanza area, Kisii. Look at West Pokot now. So I think he's safe.
Now, I just watched one of the sessions of the Fifth Estate, and there were interesting arithmetics they were floating around. Huh? They were saying that 1% of Mount Kenya votes is 46,000 votes. 1% of Mount Kenya votes.
Yes.
I think I need to write somewhere. We on a scroll. Huh?
Okay, because I've not had an opportunity to look at it.
Yes, I need to show those numbers, but I'm saying 1% is 40 what? 1% is actually 46K votes, and then 46.
Okay.
And then the other one, Western is 1% is equals to 18,000 votes. 1% of Western is 18,000 votes, and then the other one,
Valley.
they talked about. Huh?
What about Rift Valley?
I think they didn't do all the regions. I saw 3 regions. They say it's 1% of Coast and Northeastern is around 6,000 votes.
Okay.
So the question then is, if Baba has 24%,
yes, yes,
in Mount Kenya, yes, how does that reflect on Ruto? Yeah, I think you can see them now. 1% of Mount Kenya is 46K votes.
Yes.
1% of Western is 18K votes. 1% of Coast Northeastern is 6K votes. The source is the Fifth Estate. So Raila has 24% in Mount Kenya space, doomed for chairman wa Mama Mboga. So in other words, he's saying, you see, there are people who are just saying, that's how computation works. There are people who are saying, oh, Ruto has 90% Northeastern, or maybe he's past Raila in a certain region, but you have to check the numerical strength of those regions.
Yes.
If Raila takes away 1% of Mount Kenya, it's not the same as Ruto taking 1% from Northeastern.
Of course.
If Raila takes 1% of Mount Kenya, it means Ruto has to take the whole of Northeastern and add something else somewhere.
You say 46,000,
200%.
that it means 6 times the, no, more than about 7, about close to 8 times. Okay,
Yeah,
let's assume it's around 7 times, which will be around
yeah,
42. Now,
yes.
you are saying 6 times 7. So if he takes 1%, it means he has taken a lot from him. And you know, the strength of Ruto is the ability for him to deny Baba votes in Central Province, because initially he was at 70. So his strength, whichever way you look at it, he has to have the ability to deny Baba votes from Central Province. Now, any small percentage, and you know the 24, I think is conservative, a little bit conservative. Otherwise, I feel it's more than that, because I was
Yeah,
checking some
okay.
comments.
I was just basing on what InfoTrack and was it Tifa released, but we know there are other dynamics, including like if Ruto has campaigned for 4 years and still we have undecided, was it 15% or 18%? So if we still have that 15% undecided, I don't think it's still for him. They have had all the chance to observe him, and if
He
they
has,
have not decided for him, it spells doom for him.
yeah, he has been campaigning for 4 years, and he has used a lot of propagandas. You know, even campaigning, if he was campaigning in a competitive way, such that he's only selling his policies, that would make sense. But you know, he has used a lot of propagandas from the time of BBI to the time to now, when he is also attacking the president while pretending that he is in good terms with central people. He has thrived in propaganda. Now, you know, propaganda has a shelf life. So once that shelf life is done, and I'm seeing it happening before before we get into the election, and that will be catastrophic.
Ulisikia hii vununu about 1963 oath has been broken.
Yes, it was done the day before yesterday.
Explain to us. Tumengoja watu wa Mount Kenya wakuja watuambie na wamejificha wapi. So explain to us what you had.
You know, I'm not from Mount Kenya, but at least I had a bit of it. You know, the part of the oath was Kikuyus will not support candidates outside Mount Kenya, and more so the according to them, I think, you know, they were incited against the laws. I'm sorry, but I have to be a bit to use the same word. So you know, they knew what they took away from the old man. So the only way to justify whatever they were doing, they had to paint Luos black. So they said the Luos should not be the leaders because, according to them, circumcision was the most important thing to them, and they did not consider the culture, the Luo culture then, and passage of right, what they used to do to be considered that they have gone through that stage. So to them, if you support somebody outside Mount Kenya, then you are cast. Now what they did, the old men sat and reversed the thing because they said hii kitu imepita na wakati, and based on that, there are two things happening. One, as we talk now, we don't have candidate from Mount Kenya, so even the oath would not apply even if it was valid. The second point is uh, it has been reversed now. So what will happen is those that were holding it as a reason for not for refusing to vote, maybe for Baba, now they have nothing to hold back because the old men have reversed it and it is gone.
Well, just continue. I'm downloading something.
Okay, so as you know, it was out of mischief that people were using it. It wasn't an issue because we have had Luos holding very important position in the country and doing very many things together with Kikuyus. If you go, I've had privilege to work in Runda. You'll see 80% of the buildings and the plots in Runda, they are owned by Kikuyus. But 80 or 90% of residents of Runda, those guys who are ready to pay 200 plus rent, you'll get, they are either Luos or Luyas, majority. Ngong Road is where we have these very expensive vehicles, 20 million, 30 million. They are owned by Kikuyus. Their biggest clientele are Luos. Now, those people who imagine that Kikuyus don't need Luos, they are wrong, because they are Kikuyus, they know how to make money. Luos, they know how to spend. If you blend the two, then that one gives them an edge. So for somebody to imagine that that chaos was a hindrance, they were not. That is why in 2017, when Baba encouraged his supporters not to transact with some companies, they were the hardest hit. If Ruto wants to compete with Baba, let him. He said Citizen TV ati watu wa boycott, and then kesho ana complain at oh, no, I'm not being covered. Or ange boycott, then tungejua this guy is strong. When in 2017, when Baba told his followers, I remember that is the time I bought Airtel line, because it was real. And by the way, if Airtel can be sincere, that is the time they got more clients than ever.
Okay. Thank you. I will come back to you for that issue to do with the media biasness. Let me go to Satya Kemei. How are you?
Yes, Wekesa, I'm fine. And Patrick, how are you, sirs?
I'm good.
We are good, yeah?
Oh, yes.
I just want to play a short clip here, and I want you to respond from there, and then you can go backward also and respond to other issues we have talked.
Let me hope it's not. Let me hope, Wekesa, you're not playing something that will provoke me to speak so much, because I know what you want to do.
No. No. It's just about the debate, huh?
Eric, Eric,
Yes.
I'm warning you, don't play something that is provocative.
Yeah? You are easily provoked.
Take it easy.
So anyway, start.
Are you playing it?
Kidogo tu ndio hiyo imekuja sasa. Sorry for that. Ni kama inakuokopa.
Ametishia.
Here we come. After the debate, I said, and mark my words, I said, the choice of the deputy will determine the fifth. So who is your fifth? I know my fifth. Yeah.
I know my fifth. Who is your fifth? What was in the mind of Kaboko?
Is me now to talk? Or is it
From
Mwaluma?
there, what was in the mind of Kaboko?
Thank you very much. I knew what you wanted or you wanted me to respond to. Because this is not the first time I'm even interacting with you, and that's why I've really looked for you. I went to the other page and I saw. I think it was somebody else. It was not Eric. Good enough, I found you. First, Kabogo is not a bad man, and I think Kabogo is one man who says the truth and speaks the truth. He speaks out his mind. I know for some time, and I don't know what happened. For some time, he was supporting the ambition of Kenya Kwanza at some point. But then after some time, I think there was an issue to do with maybe the slots and also about the Kiambu gubernatorial seat. I think that is where it all started and it went south. So for him, I think because of the issues that they have with Gashagwa, and I think he could not stomach on some incidences that I cannot maybe, I am not an expert to say what happened. So for him, when Gashagwa was given the mantle to be the deputy president, I think he didn't like the idea, and I think he bolted out of the boat. Okay, from what we hear during that time when they were looking for the deputy president for Kenya Kwanza, it is stated that Kindiki had more votes than Gashagwa, but I don't know what happened. Gashagwa was given, and I think Kabogo was not for the idea, and that is why he was saying now that Gashagwa has been picked. I think from the words of Miguna, he said, I'm not going to board. I'm not going to board. And since that time when he said the choice of the deputy president will determine the fifth. So according to him, maybe now, because they had an issue with Gashagwa and he has been picked, then he is not boarding. But when all is said and done, politics is about interest. So I think everyone has got a reason why he's supporting wherever he's supporting. Like I've just heard Patrick talking about when Raila in 2017 said, let us boycott Brookside, let us boycott Safaricom. So many of the supporters, because they trusted Raila and they trusted his leadership, and they knew whatever he's saying is true and is supposed to be supported. That's why today, as much as Airtel does not have the very good coverage everywhere in the country, but at least it has got more subscribers than it was before. Before Raila said, "Let us boycott Safaricom." So politics is about interest, and if the interest is not met to some extent, that is where people will go their own way. Now, I don't know, Ekesa. I know you have always talked, and I know you are fifth. But for me, I I reserve my comment on the same. But that is, I think that
Why is
because
that?
no, because you have asked what was in the mind of.
You might just convince. Do you know how much undecided voters do we have? You might
Wait,
just
Eric.
convince one or two guys to vote for your candidate.
Wait, Eric. You have just asked, and that is what I'm responding to. According to me, what was in the mind of Gabogo when he said, "I know my fifth"? So when the time will allow, and you will ask me about my fifth, then that is when I'll talk about it. Thank you so much, brother.
So who is your fifth? Time has allowed. Who is your fifth?
Eric, I know what you want me to say, but I'm not going to say it now. Can you now pose the same question to
Okay, who
to
is
Pati?
not your fifth? You can answer in a reverse way. Yeah? Who is not your fifth?
You can be very you can
I
be very sure.
suspect.
No, you can
I
be very
suspect.
sure. You can be
Yeah,
very sure, Eric,
yeah,
that
yeah. I
I
suspect
am
wewe ni
just
mtu wa
I am
kutingiza
just in a
mtu.
very good mood. I don't want us to go where you usually take me.
Wewe ni mtu wa kutingiza mti.
Take you there.
Be
Maybe
bold like Justina.
my fifth
Be
cannot
bold
be
like
Wajakoya.
Justina.
By the way, my fifth cannot be Wajakoya or Maore. I'm very sure it cannot be
So
Wajakoya or Maore.
wamebaki wawili. Out
Eh,
of the
sasa
remaining two, who is not your fifth?
let us continue kidogo. Pati, what was in the mind of Gabogo?
According to our tonight analysis, you are among the undecided voters. We will convince you by the end of this debate. You will be on the right side of history. But Edward, you are in darkness. Can I welcome you, or you can shoot us from darkness, my friend? You are okay that way? Edward.
Tell him to unmute.
Edward, unmute first.
Yes, I've unmuted.
Edward.
How are you guys?
We are fine, Bwana.
I found the discussion going on. I was a bit late.
In the beginning, in the beginning, God said, "Let there be light."
So I switched on the light.
I guess he was not seeing people. He had created light too.
Yeah, just trust that there's nothing bad going on in the darkness here.
Okay.
Yes.
Anyway, give us your opinion on what we are discussing.
Oh, nimekuja a bit late.
Okay, just wait. I will admit you after one round. Let's have a.
Yes.
I left when you were, Patrick. I left when you were talking about media biasness. Let me ask you a question. Someone bolded out of government, at least, okay, not by resigning, but he chose not to focus on the government agenda. And he was in a campaign mood for the last 4 or 5 years. And in the whole of that period, he enjoyed the monopoly of media. In fact, he reached at a point and said that I need some shares from watu wa magazeti. Ni kama jina yangu ndiye nauza gazeti. So in other words, he was telling us he was having the monopoly of media. So why is he complaining? Why now?
I think we are talking about the deputy, yeah? I find him a very clever man. You know, deputy president, he's not very stupid. But the only problem is he did not have good advisors on what time to unleash his tools of trade, so that he got into the game so early, and he is now exhausted. If he had gotten in a year ago, I'm telling you, he would be on top now, because he chose to play a hard game, a hard ball. Until now, he's getting tired. Now you see, the only thing now he can do, like today I had Msalia trying to akikosoa government that the maize, the unga politics, the unga issue is politics. What he is saying is, by whatever measures the government has done to reduce the unga from where it was to about 100, it's politics. And according to him, it is just meant to entice the electorate. So you are dumb if you do, you are damned if you don't. Now, you know the problem in Kenya, tunaonanga politics on everything. Hata kukinyesha, tunasema hii ni siasa tu. So my point is, to him then it was good. But now, and there are several cases I can give on security laws when they are being changed in 2012, in 2011, 2012. No, 2014, 2015. To them, walikuwa na numbers. So they were allowed to do everything. But now, the same laws waliweka na wakapatia cabinet secretary a lot of powers. And in 2017, when Raila was complaining, akaambiwa wachana na Matiang'i. Now, again they used the state machinery in 2017, and it was okay with them. Now the shoe is in the other foot. That is why now they feel the pinch. Now the same case, if now unga haingekuwa imeshuka, you know they will get fodder. Sasa wanajiuliza, tulikuwa tunasema hii unga, hii government haijali, so wacha tuseme tu ni siasa, so that we get some bonga points. In short,
So let me ask you, when he was saying anataka kubadilisha mjadala ikianza kubadilisha, sababu umeleta unga, usema bei ishuke na imeshuka. Do you disagree with your own ideas?
No,
because unabadilisha mjadala,
to them
want
they
us
did
to
not
focus on the lowly, and then we focus on them, and then you say, oh, tena mumekuja mahali kwangu. So are you genuine in your endeavor?
No, because they did not see it coming. They thought it is very complex to change. You know, government has a lot of machineries. Government there are things it can do. However, before they even do policy matters, before they do the permanent stuff, they can put up structures even outside your house. Ukiamka kesho upate walijenga kanyumba hapo nje na inaweza bomolewa jioni. So they did not see it coming. They thought hii ni kama BBI. You know BBI, walisaidia sana kuimaliza, and they thought hii tukishamaliza BBI hawa jamaa hatakuwa na kitu ingine. Sasa mpaka leo, do you know they still have the debate ya BBI? At some point you will hear BBI stuff. Now tunajiuliza hii kitu si walimaliza na wakasema wamezika. Look at Jubilee. They were saying Jubilee.
Now, the last question on the media before we move away, because I've seen you have many ideas. So if on the issue of media biasness and coverage, these are private media companies. If for you thought my strength is ni kanisa, nukaamua kufocus kwa
kanisa.
Now, not all the church, your strength was kanisa ya Mount Kenya.
Yes.
Na ukafocus huko, every Sunday you are in church, Mount Kenya. You see, that is media. Do you know that's media?
Media coverage.
That's a platform. That, and he took 4 years going. In fact, even the church from Rift Valley started complaining, why are we not being visited? So, how do you complain about biasness when you decided that for the last 4 years, I will be focusing on one region, I will be focusing on one religion, and that is it? You believe in biasness, you believe in segmenting of the society.
Media, as you have said, is a private business. By the way, I'm told he's the media that is closely associated with him covers Raila more than him. And you know what media wants is numbers. If now your channel gets let's say gets traffic on a particular topic, definitely, or on a particular person, definitely you'll pursue that line, because what you want is traffic in your channel. Now the media is what they do, what is appealing to the public. They do opinion polls every time, so they know if we come. By the way, the reason why I suppose the reason why they don't cover deputy so much is this confrontational kind of politics, because people are getting tired of confrontation. Like if you when he came to Taita, he was talking about million acres. You know, I don't think whether we have even if we take the whole Savo East, Savo West, and probably all the land, I don't think if you have million acres. So you know, sometimes you get people who are hungry, and then unaonyesha chakula kwamba nitawaletea chakula. You know, sometimes inakuanga, it sounds bad. We know the problem of land in for example in Taita is ilitoka mbali sana, and we know the government has not been willing to do even what we call land adjudication in some parts for a reason that they know and every person knows. Sasa unajua, utachukua vitu zingine unasema nitafanya hivi, watu watasikiza, wanasema huyu jamaa yuko serious, maybe hajui ile shida tuko nayo. If you go to Rift Valley, by the Rift Valley, I think they have the same problem with us, just that they are a bit silent. Central Kenya pia they have a problem because Coast Province, Central and Rift Valley, these guys they have a common problem, just that it can be addressed in different ways. Now, and these are the three areas you don't need to bring politics ya land. Ukikuja Coast ama uende Rift Valley ama uende Central, mambo ya land haitaki politics, inataka really solutions. because unaweza pata mtu maybe wa Rift Valley ako na half an acre ama quarter an acre, na kuna mtu ako na hundreds or thousands of acres, and most of it iko idle. Like in Taita Taveta County, ile land ambayo iko for residents iko less than 10%. 62% imechukuliwa Tsavo West, Tsavo East National Park na Mzima Springs. Then about 19% imechukuliwa na hizi the absentees landlords, including the kina Basil Criticals na kina nani. And then kuna hizi ziko na ranches. I think some percentage we have 28 ranches. So ile land which is available for the locals and the non-locals who are here is about 10%. So when you come na mahesabu mingi, we know the problem. Unless you want to tell us tufukuze wanyama tuchukue hiyo land, I don't know. So hizo ni ile tu unaweka mchezo kwa kazi. So sometimes no.
Alikuwa ameinua mkono, hebu tusikie Kenya alikuwa anataka kusema kabla tumalizie hapo.
Yeah, about media coverage. Eric and Patrick, there is something that I also want to say about media coverage. You know, when something is done and biasness is evident for some time. Sometimes it also is like inaamusha emotions. I remember there is some time Uhuru sijui alikuwa amefanyiwa nini kwa media, alikuwa amechorochoro kwa magazeti ama sijui magazeti kwa na report nini. Then Uhuru said, okay fine, mtaandika kwa magazeti but si tutachukua gazeti tutafunga naye nyama. So I think such like things huwa inafanya sometimes I feel like I was looking at nilikuwa nasikia kidogo ya kwamba the coverage of the two main aspirants, the presidential aspirants, kwamba Raila is given 60% and this guy is given I think 20%.
Now let me ask you, Kemei. First of all, in your statement, you're already biased. Why are you saying two main and we have 4 candidates? Already in your opinion, you think that there are 2 main. And according to other candidates, they are saying that why are we not being covered? So
Eric,
biasness cannot be a comparison between and wait. I'm just provoking you now. You continue with your direction. But I'm saying, even in your own answer, you're already biased. You are discussing between Ruto and Raila. You want that balance to be there. And ignoring the rest. You had Mwaura came on the media and said that they are giving me 0.1%, and mine, I know it's 1%. Even if it's 1%, let them put it there 1%. Why are they omitting me? So biasness is not limited to the leading candidates. If you wanted an equal platform, another thing, I think I need to play that clip for you, is when Ruto was given coverage when he was launching his manifesto. Ruto and Wachagoya had the same platform. You know, he complained. I think in the network. He complained. Do you know why Ruto complained? He said that Wachakoya was sharing his time. So according to Ruto, Wachakoya is nothing. He should not have come on a day he was launching his manifesto. So when we talk about biasness, already in his own opinion, he's biased that he should not share a platform with Wachakoya. He only sees himself and Raila. Those are the 2 people competing. So their argument also doesn't hold water. And when we talk about balance, what is the ingredient of balance? I normally ask people, when we talk about food, balanced diet, Balanced diet does not mean that you take, if we have 8 ingredients, you take carbohydrates the same way you take proteins, the same way you take vitamins, the same way you take minerals. It's balanced but proportionally to its demand. That's why you talk about balanced diet, but you have more carbohydrates, followed by proteins, followed by vitamins and minerals. But if you decided to balance salt and unga, just to look like you are fair, it doesn't make sense. So you balance it in its own proportion. And I like what you said, Maluma. Media balances news according to its own proportion of demand. If people don't like your news, by the way, inaweza onekana saa saba na jioni haitaonekana. They know. They get the feedback. But if your news, and that's why even in the whole launch, there's only one thing that media will pick, that they saw it was appealing to people. Why did, even when they gave Baba launch manifesto, why did they pick only the Mitumba thing to trend? Because that is what, you see, media has given you the platform, but they can still pick a negative thing and forget the positive. So the fact that media has given you platform does not in any way assume that they are supporting you. Because they will pick news from what they think is relevant to the people. I think you are back. Let me return him so that he can finish his point. Welcome, Kimere. Today was your day, guys, but sijaona timu yako leo.
I think, hi everyone. Thank you very much, Wekeza. I think the problem was that the people are not available. Kwa hivyo nadhani watu unaona tumechelewa sana, so watu wamedhani haikuwa, that's why. But now that it's there, probably I'm trying to send the messages to some people who,
and wale watapatikana sawa, wasipopatikana tutamalizia kwa
wakipatikana tunaendelea. And I'm very
yes.
happy. I'm very happy actually that you have
majority of us are in-laws on the mountain.
yeah, and also I think we had a conversation there. The last debate, we said that on Thursday we want to make it, going forward, we want to make it open to like everyone, so even friends of the mountain. So because at the end of the day, the motive here is one. The goal is one for all of us. So
it's true,
because we also want to hear other people, what they think about the mountain, how the mountain is reacting, how has it been behaving since we started this, and since the campaign started, since the Mother Karua factor, how the campaigns are ongoing now. Because like today, Mother was in Nyeri County, she was in Nyeri, she was in Mokurweine, she was, and you can see the reaction. And also we see also Baba in Rift Valley. That was astonishing as well, and to see that reaction is very encouraging. So yeah, so it's it's good to have everyone now, because at the end of the day, it's about Kenya.
Thank you. Let me give Satya to finish his point. The network dropped him off. Complete your point, then we move to the next person. Thank
you.
I'm sorry, members. Eric, while I was trying to make my point, I think I was dropped by the network, and I think I also had some bundles issues. So I was talking about the media coverage. And you are telling me that I was trying to be biased on picking up the candidates, that is the presidential candidates. Me and you, Eric, know very well that is like the die is cast. As we are here, we don't expect, and I don't even expect the miracle to happen for either Mauro or Wajakoya to come and even overtake either of them, the two. Nothing like that can happen. The die is already cast. It's either Raila Odinga or it is Deputy President Ruto, who is going to be the next president of this country. And that one, you have to do a lot of work in talking before you convince me about their candidature. Anyway, we had even Abdu Badida, we had others who tried to run before, and they wanted also to be covered like the front runners. These are race. Aside from that, let me talk about media coverage. And I had only one thing to talk about when I heard Patrick talking about the coverage and why maybe the deputy president was complaining about the coverage of the media. And I was talking, also citing an example of Uhuru Kenyatta. At one point, he was complaining about the media and he was saying gazeti hiyo ni kitu tu ya kufunga na kufunga nyama. So it happens, and these aspirants, you don't expect them to be positive when they think things are not going their way. Now, if I say maybe while Ruto was campaigning for the last, you have said 4 years, has been campaigning, and maybe Raila had not even started campaigning because even at the beginning, he had not shown his card that he's going to be among the candidates who are going to look for the votes in 2022. At some point, he was trying to fronting others to come for 2022, and I think it was a card that was under the table. So I think by that time, Ruto was also even complaining, saying, "Oh, why are they just covering everything that I'm doing, wherever I'm going?" And just as you have said, he said, "Let me also have some shares in the media." So to me, the complaints are in order. And any other person, maybe sometimes they are throwing tantrums so that they can also get the attention. So it can also be attention seeking. Me and you,
Yeah,
you know very
let me
well.
ask you one or two questions as we conclude.
Yes.
You had Richard Kashako confess on the kwa debate that
Yes.
they asked him about who is funding your campaigns. He said the well wishers, we have got friends, some have got toppers, they lend us, isn't it?
Oh yes.
So in other words, if you have a friend, he gives you what he has.
Yes.
If you have a friend who has a field, he will give you a field to use as a campaign rally
You are right.
platform. If you
You are
have a
right. You are
friend
right.
who has Citizen, what will he give you?
He will give you Citizen to air your views.
If you have a friend who has KTN, what will he give you?
He will just give you KTN.
So Ruto is happy his friends have given him choppers. In fact, there is another, is it 8-wheeled hammer? He said a friend donated to him. If a friend has donated an 8-wheeled hammer and you are rocking on it and you are looking unique among the candidates, should other candidates complain that you are being given undue influence?
Now, Eric.
So that is what we are saying, because what we are discussing here are private things. We are not discussing about KPC, the government, whatever. These are private businesses. If I use my own business to give you support, why should someone complain?
I'm not getting your point. Are you trying to insinuate that?
My point is, let me bring it direct. My point is,
me now.
SK Macharia is her citizen. SK Macharia is a friend of Raila. SK Macharia takes some of his minutes, and actually he can lose some of the business by just donating some time to his friend. So why should Ruto complain when he is being he's also being funded by other people? They are not giving him media, but they are giving him choppers. We were told that he's being given choppers and magari to campaign. So everybody is given according to the network of friends. Another thing, Ruto himself alijikaanga na mafuta yake. When he began the campaign somewhere 2018, 2019, he said he started the issue of hustlers versus dynasty. And the truth is, these people you are calling dynasty, some own media houses, some own. Now, do you expect them to give you platform when you are actually undermining them? Because kila mtu atakwambia, now if you don't like us, don't use our own businesses. So if you create a wage in a society, you have to live by the consequences. And that's why some of them are donating free minutes to Raila Odinga. And it's not only in Kenya. Go to America. Trump was complaining about CNN. Trump complained about the Twitter until he was banned from Twitter.
Eric.
Yes.
Now, can I continue to finish this so that I can also ask a question, pose a question?
Yes.
Now, about Ruto talking so much about the media and the coverage, I don't think he was complaining so much that he wants maybe to have the airtime. You know, you are a journalist, or maybe whatever you are doing here is journalism. Me, I'm not a journalist. I'm a different profession. But I know we have got rules and we have got regulations that we are supposed to follow each and every time we are doing these things. So you can't tell me that because it is a private business, you're just supposed to cover one person and you are donating one. Okay, why can't you even deny him even the coverage? Because I think if you deny even the coverage, nobody will complain about that. But having said that, that is just my mind. For me, what I think these stations did not do well is about the ethics, the work ethics when they are doing these things. Why should you cover Raila when he's doing his campaigns and you are showing maybe so many people here cheering there, and so when you are covering the other person, you are not also doing the same thing, even if it is 1 minute. Why can't you just cover when he's doing the thing, so that they are also cheering and also doing other things? You cover the positive side of one candidate, then the other one you cover the negative side. Like maybe if you have the running battles, that's what you are going to do so much. I don't think if that is right. But for me, Ruto does not have any right to complain to SK Masharia or any other media, because that is their decisions. Those are boardroom decisions that they have done, and nobody owns a right maybe to a private entity. So to me, I don't think if they are doing anything wrong, but the only thing that they are not supposed to do, because as much as citizen is an individual property, but it covers a wide
James
area and it is
kindly,
looked by so many people.
yeah.
So I think that is my submission. Lastly, if
Kuna
I may
mtu
now
nini yake
finish.
analeta hapo, ngoja kidogo.
Yes, can I continue?
Yeah, continue. Patrick, kindly remain muted. Some of these mics don't synchronize when all of us are open, then kunakuwa na echo. So unless you are the one speaking, the rest let's remain mute. Okay, proceed.
Now there was something about Kogi was talking about Mother Karua was in not really. You are talking about Gashagwa when he was asked during the interview. I think just as you have said, even Mother Karua also said that the support that they are getting from friends and well-wishers is what somebody can afford, and I don't think if it is wrong. So for me, that is my submission. Thank you, sir.
Okay. You're welcome. Welcome, Julie. Welcome, James. Welcome, Duncan. Welcome, Robinson. And yeah, initially this was designed to be Mount Kenya debate. But I've realized the guys maybe were not aware. So I decided to admit whoever was ready to. Maybe if they become more, we can change to that. But since it's also late, we can still observe the Mount Kenya perspective, but including each and every other Kenya, we all have an opinion about what is happening on the mountain, isn't it? As regards to 2022 and any other issues that we find current, we can discuss. So we are free to, I will be adding all people. Hiyo ya Mount Kenya tutafanya siku ingine. Sawa sawa. Okay, so let me allow Kimere to make his submission. You're on mute, my friend.
Okay, sorry, I thought I unmuted. Nimeona Robins akifanya hivi nikajua hapa si hawanisikii. So I'm saying hi to everyone once again. Wale hawakuwa wameingia wakati nilisalimiana. I thought I was saying Julia, nimeona ameingia. Hi Julia. And yeah, as I was saying earlier, it doesn't matter. Mount Kenya is in Kenya, so it's Kenyan debate anyway at the end of the day. So we talked about that running mate. What do you guys actually? I wanted to hear more from different people what they think about the debate, because that debate seemed a little bit orchestrated. Gachagua tried to steal the show, and he almost managed to do that. And I said the other day, and I'm still convinced that probably he knew what was happening. Otherwise, how would you explain someone coming with notes of things that we will talk about, and he manages to talk about those notes that he had with him? It's either he knew that will be tolerated because the moderators sort of tolerated the way he tried to turn the debate, or he knew that there was that leeway that he could really do that. That's one thing. The second thing is, I think at least 30-40% of his submissions or whatever he was talking about was about Uhuru Kenyatta. And those UDA guys are obsessed about, they can't really run away from talking about Uhuru Kenyatta. They haven't realized it. However, they might think, or what they're saying, that he doesn't want to go away and he will be ruling the country using proxies and all that. I don't believe all that nonsense, because once you become the president, when Raila becomes the president, he's gonna be the president, the commander-in-chief, and he will be the only person making decisions for the executive. Really, he can't be controlled. So that's just propaganda and trying to confuse people or to confuse Kenyans. And I don't understand why they continue insisting on propagating all these lies, pushing people to hate the president, because we are all humans. So the president is not an angel, nor are we. We are not angels either. But that's not a good reason enough to keep pushing the same agenda about forcing people, really, especially people from Mount Kenya, to see how bad Uhuru is. That I don't think they are not gaining any points in doing that right now. So, and however, even if they didn't have time, well, or they didn't have that chance of explaining the manifestos, I saw Mother was trying very hard to bring out the Azimio manifesto. So at least she was able to explain some points, and she was very consistent on the corruption issue and integrity, and that was a good thing.
Kimere,
Yeah,
let me ask you.
please.
You have done several exams in school, isn't it? Sometimes you have studied so hard, and when you go to exam room, nothing you spend in the library studying came. Do you complain that teachers wasted me to study and brought a different exam? I think the aim of the debate was not for you to regurgitate what you are studying for, but to show your prowess on answering questions that you are not expecting. What people want to see is how articulate are you when issues come. Because if you begin your presidency, I can tell you even not your manifesto will work. When Uhuru began 2017, did he know that 2019 he will meet COVID-19? So what you are tested on debate is not how well you are acquainted with your manifesto. It's just how articulate you are on different issues coming randomly as a leader. Yeah,
Absolutely.
proceed.
Absolutely, I agree with you. I agree with you on that. So that's why I don't have a big issue really on the whatever, because to be honest with you, we are happy with however it went. That's not what we are talking about what might have been our expectation. Yeah, but now we have to discuss on what happened, and I'm just commenting what happened, and without going to merit whether that's what we would have wanted to hear or not. And as you say, it's the capacity of answering whatever issue comes up, and that's why I'm saying, regardless, Mother was anyway able to act on whatever arguments came, and even regarding tried, though you see the it doesn't matter anyway how you articulate things, then it's up to us to evaluate whether those things are true or not true. Because at the end of the day, the debate, what was the debate for? The debate was to tell people or to convince people that you are the right person, or your party or coalition or whatever your side is the right part to elect to rule the country. So whatever you talk about is we evaluate that according to what you tell us. If we think that things that you're talking about are not facts or are not true or we disagree with, then we'll make different decisions. So that's I totally agree with whatever you're saying. So it's not about we didn't need really a list of we want these questions and we want them. We can't decide how they're gonna answer them. Even when you do the exam, as you say, you're given the questions, then you'll be evaluated according to how you answer those questions. If you get them right, you get a good mark. If you get it wrong, you fail. So that's it's ours really to evaluate what we heard. What do we do with that information? And so it depends how you see it.
So I was asking a common question here. Maybe perhaps I also ask you. So did he win? Okay, there are those from especially UDA who say Ricardo will win. Assuming they are right, did he win against Mother or win against Uhuru? Because in all his debate, it was about Uhuru, 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 Uhuru.
He won against. He didn't win against anyone.
Against Uhuru because he was absent. So
Yeah,
he had no
exactly.
chance to rebut on what he was saying.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying that he didn't win against anyone, because then it's like, Ekesa, if we go to run, yeah, like we got the Kenyan people are famous for marathon, yeah, because they win marathons. But if one day happens that the only competitor is one person, he will win, because if everyone else, like if you start running and everyone falls down before they start or they get sick, you'll still run, or you'll be declared a winner because you have no competition. But if you are running and everyone falls down, you will be the winner, but you are actually competing against your own self, and that's why he is a winner in that one, because that's the only thing really he tried to bring out, and he was very insisting on how many times did he mention Uhuru in that debate? Maybe
Let me show you the times. Let me show you the times. Just 1 minute.
many times.
Present Kenya Kwanza plan on how we intend to turn around the economy of this country. To start with, I'd like to tell Honorable Mother we are not here to fight President Uhuru Kenyatta.
A few moments later.
Had President Uhuru Kenyatta, and that allowed President Uhuru Kenyatta, 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 Uhuru Kenyatta, Uhuru Kenyatta, President Uhuru Kenyatta, President Uhuru Kenyatta, President Uhuru Kenyatta. Here comes President Uhuru Kenyatta.
6 hours later.
Of Uhuru Kenyatta, the role of President Uhuru Kenyatta. President Uhuru Kenyatta has President Uhuru Kenyatta will continue to fight President Uhuru Kenyatta. President Uhuru Kenyatta who had said so by President Uhuru Kenyatta. President Uhuru Kenyatta by Uhuru Kenyatta when I supported Uhuru Kenyatta.
Naenda kuwa multiplying.
Someone dramatized that, but he was trying to show us
but
how.
at least the original now they are doing that, but at least he must have mentioned more than 20 times. Yeah, at least. So if you are debating, you have 1.5 hours, and you mention someone's name 20, 30 times, trying to, that means what are you selling to the country? Because if you want to govern the country, if you make it if you make an individual the subject of your debate, and mind you, by the way, President Kenyatta is not on the ballot, is he? So that's a lost debate, really. As I say, that's what they want to capitalize in hating, propagating this hate and influencing the Mount Kenya. But the Mount Kenya has changed, luckily. So the Mount Kenya doesn't care much about what they say about Uhuru right now. And because there are a lot of people in Mount Kenya who love Uhuru, and people are now are starting to see what Uhuru has done. On the other hand,
I want to move away from you, but before I do that, okay, kuna maswali hapa. Hiyo ni swali? Danica, you're on mute.
Okay, yeah, ni maswali Bwana Wekesa.
Yes.
Good evening, ladies. There's a lady or only gentlemen.
Yes,
now, Bwana
yeah.
Wekesa, tell me those times you have put on the video screen, or rather on the screen. Are you sure they are right? Because I thought they were talking about 79 times, but not over 1,000 times. Agreed that the man mentioned.
I have made it clear and said someone tried to dramatize it, but this was the point.
Okay, fine. Then I understood.
Because I'll help Wekesa in that, if you permit me. Because actually, on that clip, it says when it reaches the 33 times, yeah, it then says 6 hours later. We know that the debate was 90 minutes. It's not 6 hours. So you see the sarcasm.
Yeah, when you want to hammer a point, you do it through sarcasm, through drama. So I said he was dramatizing.
All right, agreed, Bwana Wekesa.
Okay, unless
all right, okay, fine.
Kimere, can we move away, or you wanted to comment something on in
No,
1 minute.
let me just say something, and so we can bring others in, and then I'll come. I'll come. Yeah, give someone else a chance, and then I'll comment about Nyeri later.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, so that we all participate, I think you can raise those issues in the second round. Let's have Robbins Ole Shira. How are you, my brother?
I'm easy, brother. Sema kesa.
Niko poa.
Yeah, I was here. Unajua
Toa
hii ni forum.
maoni, toa maoni.
Hii ni forum yetu bwana. Sasa nimeona Julia Kimere hapo. Kuna shangaa leo kunaendaje, but I'm glad you held it back for us.
You are even allowed to shortwave.
Yeah, we do that all the time. Hiyo tunaga kati emotions may run very high. We do it. Otherwise kulingana na mada leo, acha nianze na hiyo issue ya debate. According to me, huyu jamaa wa UDA, he came there, he was just out to settle scores. Literally, and for lazima nianze niseme whoever addressed him that day alijaribu sana. My first time niliona huyo mzee amevalishwa vizuri, so whoever addressed him endelea namna hiyo. So the other thing was like
but shida yake anaweza sahau na aanze kugawa chapati hapo tu.
Hiyo ndio shida bwana. Hiyo ndio shida. So according to me, naona kama the debate ili lack independence, innovative and ile like out of box thinking, and the whole thing was because of the moderators. Those guys were really not on top of the game. So unajua Gachagua yeye anataka kujibu zile maswali anataka. Yeye ukimuuliza kama saizi the way you moderate ama pale kwa Bernard, ukiweka topic tunaongea kuhusu hii, yeye anasema hapana. Haungeweka hiyo, ungeweka anataka they always want to manipulate. You could even see the body language. The body language bana. The guy was combative. Yeye alikuwa amekuja kwa vita. Ukienda kwa upande wa Martha on her bit, the way she answered those questions kwanza za corruption was really progressive. Yeah, alisema ukiingia kwa kiti they're gonna fast track the cases and complete them in less than 6 months. So the other guy alisema yeye akiingia tu namna hii ni kuform commission ya kwenda kurarua first lady. So unaona hiyo that was the question about the corruption cases. Him alisema wakiingia tu namna hii is gonna form a commission ichunguze first family, and mimi sikuona mtu yote wa first family hapo.
Alafu wacha nikuulize. Now because I think you and Julie na Kimere, you come from the mountain.
Yeah.
What are people whispering after the debate? Ni nini walisikia na nini walifeel? Because alternatively, whoever becomes the deputy president will end up being your leader.
Sure.
Yes. Watu wanasema nini? How are they weighing the two?
Sasa unajua
the village gossip tunataka hiyo.
Unajua kesa nini kujaribu kuranke Martha and Gachagua ukiondoa politics. Bro, hapo hakuna comparaison kabisa. That guy is, unakumbuka hata wakati aliulizwa mambo ya nini ya how he got his money, uliona vile alitapatapa, anaanza kuongea mambo ya 208 207 209, anaambia hapana, Kwale, Homa Bay and Nyeri, you did business na those counties. Tell us these cases that are in court. Talk about them. Ulisikia kama kuna kitu alijibu? Alikuwa anaongea mambo zia wapi, mambo mara 200 million. So to me the guy was literally every question that was posed to him, hakuna kitu alijibu. You remember when he talked about the state capture and he was told, tell us about state capture. Kaanza kusema these are people in government doing business with the government, e.g. tenders. Akasema use of state machineries to harass those that are perceived to be friends to Ruto. Na unakumbuka wakati Mother alikuja, in fact alimsaidia sana kuhusu hiyo story alikuwa anaongea ya state capture. So to me that debate was, if I'm supposed to award, Gachagua got a 3 and Martha got a 7, because unaona hata mama mwenyewe, the guy was really trying to provoke the lady, unaona, because him is just everything is just personal. Mother was just trying to be objective. Issues.
Acha nikuulize swali lingine sasa. I saw kwa Fifth Estate, they were saying that 1% of Mount Kenya is 46,000 votes, 1% of Western is 18,000 votes, 1% of Coast Northeastern is 6,000 votes. So Raila akipata 24% ya Mount Kenya, Ruto anafaa kupata which percentage ya Coast ama ya Western? Those smarts, are people seeing those smarts? Watu wanaziona ama hawazioni?
Na usisahau hii si 2017 wakati kulikuwa kumera. This time watu wetu are not interested. I can tell you for free. Walitoka, the numbers ni ndogo sana. So kama niyo ulikuwa unasikia 86%, ukitoa mtu kama mimi na Julia na Kemera na watu wengine, people who believe in Baba, because sisi we say it openly, we are a big group, people who believe in Baba. So kama hiyo watu tunasikia wakisema ati sisi watu wa Mount Kenya tuna no. Unajua hapa kuna watu ambao wana support, hata kama kweli the guy is leading, bado wako mbele. But you remember like 2018, 19, 20 hapo jamaa alikuwa na following sana. So hata kama tuseme Baba alikuwa na 5% by then, na this time amepata 30 ama 35, hizo kura 25% ama 30 amekula za nani? Amekula za nani? Kwa hata siku hiyo Wajakoya hakuwa amekuja. All along tumekuwa tukijua ni kati ya Baba na huyu jamaa. So hii mlikuwa mnasema 80% ni huyu jamaa. It's now going to Baba now, let's say tumpatie hata 30 ama 35. Wewe unafikiri amekula kwa nani? Si amekula kwa jamaa. And it's common logic. We know this guy needs 100% of Mount Kenya. Hiyo sio tafadhali. Na sijui sasa atatoa wapi hizo numbers ndugu. Too bad.
Wewe msaidie hustle bwana. Yaani jamaa ameleta sadaka yote kwa mlima from 2018, every Sunday is in Mount Kenya. Mtaki kumpatia kula nyinyi.
Sadaka sasa watagawa na hawa fake pastors. Hawa washiriki wake walikuwa na hizo makanisa zake. Hawa ndio watajua mahali watatolea kura. You see this guy bwana, unaona kama this time nimeona clip nyingine hapa wekeza. July 2017 Ruto alisema shida ya mahindi na sugar is a temporary problem and will be sorted out. In fact, ali blame the opposition for playing politics. Sasa yeye saizi anafanya nini? Wakati serikali na rao wameamua kupunguza chakula. Unaona? Na si ati price ati imepunguziwa Kikuyu. Hii price imepunguziwa watu wote. So is he not playing politics? Sasa hii bro, hii mambo ya double speak hiyo ndio sisi inatubo to some of us watu ambao wanaamini ukweli. It's not even about the who is who, no, but it's just choosing between who is on the right. So wacha nipatie watu wengine as tutaendelea kunini. Sijui.
Thank you for that. I'll come back to you for another question. Let's have Julie, how are you?
I'm fine Wekesa. First, asanti kwa kufungulia station. Nilikuwa natafuta hao jamaa kina Pitroy, sijui wanaendanga wapi, sijui walikuwa kazi ama walikuwa anga wapi. Thank you very much Wekesa. Good to see the rest of you, Kemere, Pitroy, Patrick. Mr. Kamau amekuwa na kazi mingi leo and he has made it here. Karibu Kamau. Thank you so much. Because we are running some projects which we may not want to talk about, but Kamau has worked so hard leo amekuwa kule mtaani, kule vijijini, kule. He has worked so hard. So that's why I think...
Julia, we have just arrived, eh?
Mm.
So we are at Shiko's place. We are having some lunch, supper that is. And you see we are donning with
kwa hivyo watu wako pale, tunawaona.
They're here. So we were just having some supper. Then we go sleep. Thank you.
Tumeshukuru sana. They are working so hard. All for Baba Wekesa. Sisi tulisema si kuongea tu mtembei. Tukasema unajua watu wa mlima wakisema matendo wanasemanga ni matendo. Hata ndio saa ile unasikianga wakisema ni kumira. I hope that this time Western Province, Nyanza, we are depending on them so much. We'll mobilize people the way we mobilize our people. We mobilize. Wekesa pale kwetu where I used to vote somewhere in a school called Tumutumbo Primary School. Unajua jamaa vile wanafanya hapo. Wako na list. Wanajua Julia, wanajua Wekesa, wanajua Kimere. Julia hawajamuona, hajapiga kura na ni saa 10. Wanaenda kwao. Huyu, where is she? Hebu tupatie simu yake tumtafute. Nikiwaambia niko na gari ama nangojea gari, wananikujia. If it is a vehicle that is making me not reach there in time, they will send mtu a taxi anikujie. Wakisikia kuna mtu alipelekwa hospitali, they go for them. They request them to be allowed to come and vote. Na kama kuna kamrevi akaonekani penye kako kanaendewa. Yani they work so hard to make sure everybody who is alive and kicking votes. They work so hard. Na usipopiga kura Wekesa, they know Wekesa wewe haukupiga kura mwaka ule tunakujua. Yani hiyo inakuwa kama wimbo kwako.
Sasa William atafanyaje ndio apate hii ya Tarakaniti?
Sasa hiyo hatapata. Shida ni kwamba kuna some rebels kama kina Julia, kina Kimere, kina Robin Sapa, kina Kamau. Unaona hao rebels. First we have many reasons. Besides Robin anasema anapenda Laila. Hiyo may be just one of reasons, but may not be the... Robin Baba will be lying, like loving him like fanatically kama Wanjaluo. That will be lying. It's not really... other main reasons are two. One, hatujasahau maneno ya 1992 na 207. Secondly, huyu jamaa ni mjinga kabisa. He's been walking around insulting our son. Huyo ni mjinga kabisa. And the more he insults our son, the more... Mimi ndiko hapa nimehakikisha my son, my daughter, they are registered. Nitawapatia fare. Wameregister where their father is. Nitawapatia fare waende wakapiga kura Wekesa. I am willing even to hire a taxi to take them from Nairobi to Tomotomo to go and vote. And my reason, because I want William Samoei Ruto to lose miserably. So Ruto has made his enemies in Mount Kenya region. He's successfully made his enemies. He has been very successful in that, and he's walking around thinking akona Mount Kenya. You see, even when Uhuru and Ruto vie ama Kibaki, let's say Uhuru and Ruto, you see, you can only still vote successfully kama ukona bulk zako. Unaona, hakuna vile Uhuru anaweza kuwa tina kura kidogo. Then you see, that is why it was so hard for Moi to steal in 2002. You see what I'm saying, Wekesa? It was so hard because kura za Uhuru zilikuwa dogo kabisa. It was so hard. Hata kama Moi was planning to steal, hange manage na kuambia. So Uhuru had to get the bulk of Mount Kenya region, had to do that kumira wherever people of Mount Kenya region are. Hata uyona at Molo, wherever they are. I mean, they had to vote for him. But this time, watu kama wa Molo wako na hiyo makasiriko, wako na hiyo bitterness. They have not healed. You see, people, the Kikuus in Rift Valley. So this guy foolish, and then he knows that. Then anaendelea, he goes ahead to insult the president, thinking that if he insult the president, he'll make more enemies. How can he, in his foolishness, think like that? That he'll make enemies in Mount Kenya region by talking ill of Uhuru. See, Uhuru Wekesa, do you think hiyo ni intelligence kweli? Nijibu tu uniambie kama hiyo ni intelligence. He doesn't have that intelligence. So number one, there's somebody here saying that we are wasting time. Sijui anaitwa nani? Anaitwa James Mogo. James Mogo, you are the one wasting time. Because if you see me here, I have never voted for Baba. And this time I'm telling you, kura yangu iko Washington. Ati nitaingia ndege. Nilipe 20,000 niende nikapige kura. When did you hear somebody paying an air ticket of 20K to go and vote? Ulisikia wapi? I will pay. I have booked a flight of $200. That is 20,000 Kenya shillings to go and vote for Baba. Na ajenda yangu James Mogo is not to. Ajenda yangu Baba winning is number 2, lakini Ruto losing is number 1. Na kuna Wakikuyu wengi wameamua hivyo.
Julie, let's say this. We have 10 votes here from Mount Kenya. Let's say 4 are ready to vote for William Ruto. 3 are ready to vote for Baba. And 3 will abstain. So what is the percentage of Ruto?
Even those who are ready to vote for Ruto, what is happening, percentage ya Ruto itakuwa 40 Mount Kenya, na I think Baba itakuwa 30. And the effect of the ones who are voting for Ruto, wako na hasira. So no, wako na hasira kwamba that akina Julia and Kemere have the audacity to walk around saying they can vote for Baba. Alafu kuna ile inakuanga, we have this thing Wekesa, we have this thing in the mountain, we don't like losing. Unaona? Hiyo kitu ya kushindwa haitungiangi kabisa. So I can even refuse to vote. Ndio nisijiambie ati mimi niliamka asubuhi na mapema nikapanga laini na nikashindwa. Unaona? So those who are voting for Ruto wako na hiyo hasira. So the most likely thing, even them, not all of them wataenda kupiga kura. Because they are mad. Ati they can see him lose. So he may even get a smaller percentage. And I've been saying this in the other Mtembe. I will not be surprised if Ruto and Baba get the same number of votes in the mountain. Because those who have made up their mind to vote for Baba have made up their mind. And nothing, nimekwambia, I'm paying air ticket 20K. I will pay for my children fare, watoke Nairobi, waende Karatina kupiga kura. Na kama hakutakuwa na magari, nitafuta taxi. James Mugo, unasikia hivyo? Nitalipa Uber. I will pay Uber for anybody else who need transport. Because I have told my children, unajua, nimewaingiza hiye masomo, ni kama formula ya chemistry. President Baba, MP Jubilee. Hata usiangalie majina, wewe ndange ukitafuta Jubilee mpaka mwisho. President Baba, MP Jubilee. Now, how many people are behaving like me? Because Ruto has spent his last 5 years disrespecting the president. Now, ametukumbusha what he did to the people of Mount Kenya in Rift Valley and wherever. So, and then after that, when we look around,
I'm still asking.
Yes.
Julie, I'm still asking. You see, the moment, we were told the mountain is for Ruto. When it came to UDA nominations, I saw the highest MP got 2,000 votes. Na nikaona hapa mnacheza. We were told that there will be mass defections. Nimengoja up to today, mass defections wa Kikuyu sijaona.
Niyo
So,
kitu Wekesa.
Nikajua nyinyi mnakula tu pesa ya Ruto nyinyi.
It is that thing Wekesa. You put yourself in my shoes. It is like, jamaa, yani wewe. Now, and there is this argument. Ulisikia Sabina akisema kitu. Between Ruto and Baba, in whom hands are we safe? Let me just be sincere. There's this argument. The worst Wajaluo can do is kung'oa reli. There's that argument. Hakuna vile watakufanyia anything. Me, I was in Kisumu in 2007 and nobody was killed in Kisumu. There was, kama ni mbaya. You know, if we got tribal and start talking about who has done what to who, tuweke tu kwa karatasi tuandike, tuweke tu juu ya meza. Na kama inchi imeharibika, the worst that Luos can do ni kungoa reli. That is the worst they have. Okay, that means that is the worst they have done in this country. Lakini nyinyi watu wote, you all know what has happened in Rift Valley. And what has happened since 1992. Let me ask you, kama wewe ni Mkikuyu and you want to be safe, in whose hands, you'll ask yourself, in whose hands are we safe? And then we can now add the other reasons. Tuangalie tu baba. He has not stolen anything from us. He has not. Yeah? Kama kuna mahali tulikosana na baba, is because he was fighting for the justice and fairness in this country. If ever we Wakikuyu walikosana na baba, if tukue tu, let's be serious and be sincere in our hearts, in our minds, and in our souls. Bila kuonea mtu. We be sincere. Alafu, there is something, if we are looking at tribes and all that, because I know you're a Luya, but me, I've lived with Luos for many years. Nimeona, the Wajaluo, they're like whites. Their yes is yes, and their no is no. Hakuna vile atakwambia amekupenda na hakupendi. Either akwambia hakupendi na hakupendi. Yeah? Lakini nyinyi watu mnajua, there are places you are not sure whether you are safe or not safe. So me, what I'm trying to say that I think there are many people from Mount Kenya region who have very good reasons not to vote for Baba. The reason is, not to vote for Ruto. Not to vote for Ruto. They have many reasons not to vote for Ruto. The reasons they have is not to vote for Ruto. That's the reasons they have. And they have good reasons to look around and say, in whose hands are we safe? So mimi hiyo kitu ati Ruto akona kura, me, I'm sympathizing with the people like James Mogo and the others. I just pray that you change your mind, because sidhani mnaenda anywhere. In fact, me, Wekesa, I don't think Ruto will get more than 7 million votes. In fact, I think he will get about 6 million or less than that, if I'm very fair to him. I think hapo ndio kura zake zitakuwa zikichezea. Sasa, and that one, nina hesabu nikiangalia, maybe he'll get some percentages here and there. And for MPs, he'll not get more than 100 MPs. Hata pata. Na Senate, hawezi pata majority.
Personally, I think he will get 40% kama amepanda sana.
Kama amepanda sana, yes. Kama amejaribu kabisa. Because now, akona shida. Mount Kenya is not coming out to vote. Even those boys who are yelling around Yuda, wengine hawana kura. But people who are supporting Baba, watu kama mimi Wekesa, wameamua.
Really? 1 minute, kuna mtu alikuwa anaongea zile vitu ulikuwa naongea.
Wewe Bwana Ruto, kila wakati ukija hapa Mount Kenya, unaanza kuambia Wakikuyu, Raila ni mtu wa kungoa reli. My friend, kwani hapa Mount Kenya kuna kilomita ngapi za reli? Hiyo reli ya kitambo, chuma ya zamani, isipokuwa hiyo yenye imefufuliwa na Uhuru kwenda na Nyuki. Hiyo reli hapa iliuawa kitambo sana na Moi. Sisi ukianza kutuambia maneno ya kungoa reli hapa, we don't care. Sisi Wakikuyu tunataka kujua kama ile maneno imekuwa ikitokea Rift Valley kila wakati ya uchaguzi, kama hii mwaka itakoma. Maneno ya kufurusha Wakikuyu kutoka Moro, Kulesoi, Elbagon, huko Bant Forest, maneno ya kuchoma kanisa, maneno ya kuiba ng'ombe za Wakikuyu, maneno ya kuita Wakikuyu kwekwe na mandoa, maneno ya kufukuza Wakikuyu na kuchoma mashamba yao na mali yao na kuua Wakikuyu huko Rift Valley. Hiyo ndio hilo kitu tunataka kujua, kama watu wenyu, watu wako saa hizi, kama watakoma. Wacha kutuambia maneno ya reli hapa. Tunataka kujua kama watu wako wamekoma kungoa vichwa ya Wakikuyu.
So, because how many people are asking themselves those questions? That man is saying, ni watu wangapi? Ni watu wangapi? Let me ask, nyinyi mlinisikia niko kwa train mara ngapi? Okay, I'm not saying really is important, but I'm saying, which one is worse? I was in Kisumu in 2007 and nobody was killed. Anything that happened, property was destroyed. So, what was it hapa? So me, I'm thinking that there are many people who are thinking like me, Wekesa, and those who think that that they can support UDA. Those who have been thinking that Ruto is very popular, let's say the older age, wamebadilika. Na wenye wajaamua kupigia Baba kura hawatapiga, Mimi kuna somebody, my brother-in-law tells me that haoni mtu, he doesn't see any good person to vote for. And me akiniambia hivyo Wekesa namwambia usipigie mtu kura, because as long as I succeed to discourage him from voting for Ruto, I'm okay. As long as I succeed as long as hata amka kupigia Ruto kura, I'm okay. If he doesn't want to vote for Baba, as long as he doesn't wake up to vote for Ruto, I'll be okay with that. Because the point here, Ruto must lose miserably. Even in Mount Kenya region, we must humble this man, because we can't do with him. We can't trust him. We can't trust him. And that man ameuliza swali mzuri, ati hatuna reli Nanyuki, hatuna reli Mount Kenya. But reli si issue. The question is, how safe are we in his hands? That is the question. Maybe I should just mention something small about debate ya Gachagua. Kuna watu walisema ati Gachagua aliongea vizuri. But I think you people, Wekesa, Kimere, and I think Robbins, you did a good analysis that Gachagua did not answer the questions he was supposed to answer. And Gachagua, Wekesa, you asked something. Ukienda kwa mtihani ulizwe maswali, usipojibu ya maswali yenye umejibu, utakuwa umepita. You not have passed that exam. Okay. Na kama you are going for a cross-country marathon and you decide to use your own route, the thing is you should be disqualified. And me, I think Gachagua should have been disqualified from that debate, because he was debating Uhuru Kenyatta. And unfortunately and foolishly, he was making things worse for him and Mount Kenya region. Because open your mouth and continue saying nasty things about Uhuru. We continue preaching to our children, don't vote for these criminals. Don't vote for them. But overall, I can say that...
before we talk hapo enda pole pole. Kuna, you know, when we were in, was it in primary school? You are preparing for KCPE. I know you are a teacher, you will relate with this. Kuna those pamphlets mlikuwa mnaletewa with the top candidates wenye wameandika composition vizuri, mnasoma, na the worst. Now this was the experience with the worst students. Alikuwa the topic kimeandikwa hapo, lakini cause hana anything, anaenda tu the way topic imeandikwa, yeye anachukua, he has a different story to pin down there. So the topic and the story he has written here, they are not related. Ni kama alikuwa hata na copy kwa kitabu. Yaani unaweza chukua hata kitabu ya science na ukopi kwa composition. That is what Gachagua really did. You are asked, actually, you go back and look at the question when he was asked, how was Uhuru Kenyatta grooming Gideon Moi to be the deputy president? Completely the answer and the question cannot marry. So alikuwa tu anachukua kitu yote anafunika hapa na anaenda. And that is what they are clapping at. He was able to... Diverting yourself from questions does not make you clever. Yeah, proceed. I just wanted to...
Yes, he diverted himself from the questions. He only talked about Uhuru. And did you see alikuwa na kitu kwa masikio? Kuna mtu aliona hiyo kitu? It's like somebody was speaking into him. Yeah? There's something, somebody was speaking to him, telling him what to say. Alafu wacha jamaa akachokora, ni kama vile wanawake walikuwa na ficha chapati kwa nguo. Wacha jamaa akachokora makaratasi. Nyinyi mliona hiyo makaratasi? You people, that's who is this Peter? Who ni nani, anaitwa nani? James, did you see what that man did? He had hidden papers inside his clothes. The way women, our grandmothers used to hide their purses inside their breasts. I was very embarrassed to see that behavior, and I thought this guy cannot...
Just 1 minute of flashback. Iko hapa. Ile ya makaratasi. Haya, kwani tu
Mheshimiwa Rigathi Gachagua, unajihisi namna gani baada ya mdahalo huu? Tulikuwa tumeambiwa hayo maswali yote yataulizwa.
What is state capture?
In the year 20, I want to tell you what is state capture.
Na jamaa akona stress, amesikia mother, sasa anafanya. And he's even unaona, okay, Wekesa, you people, did you see wale watoto walikuwa naimba mtihani? How did they use to, who has been a teacher here? Those even you have been students, those students who used to steal exams walikuwa nafanya hivi. You know what Gashaka was doing like this? Anaangalia kama anaonekana, and he was looking at them, see whether they are looking at him. I was so embarrassed. Dia Kenya Kwanza, huyo ndiye deputy wenyu. Yani akona ushamba mwingi. He's so like backward. He's so ignorant. Yani hata ni kama ujama stepped in which class, I either blame his teachers because angecharazwa viboko kabisa ndio ashike. You study and you prepare. You should have prepared like mother, and then I think he's a slow learner Wekesa. What do you think? Hiyo maneno yote singekuwa ameka kwa kichwa. Ni nini yao alikuwa anaandika kwa makaratasi? Seriously. I'm so embarrassed to even think he comes from Mount Kenya region. I don't think he comes from Mount Kenya region. Maybe he comes from some island somewhere outside Kenya, because Kenyans know how to study and keep things.
No, we said this, and this needs to come out clear. Whoever won the debate, whether it's Gachagua or Martha Karua, depends on the IQ of the listeners.
Oh, yes, that's right.
It depended on the IQ of the listeners. So sometimes we don't argue with them. If that is what they saw,
and Jama, when he was asked about, he talked about he was inconsistent when he was asked about his corruption scandals. He could not explain why or account for his account. Akasema, huyu jamaa akasema kwamba yeye alifanya kazi na county governments before, I think 2012, I don't know, or something. Akaambiwa, we didn't have county governments by then. See what he was saying. And then when he was asked to explain about the money in his bank account, yenye imefungiwa, akasema, what did he say? He could not explain the source. Then akaulizwa maneno ya mchere na nyama. You know, he was cornered over the issue of mchere na nyama. He said that when he becomes deputy president, he'll allow his money will be set free. Na wataenda kwake wakule mchere na nyama. Sijui kama Wekesa uko na hiyo clip. Then he was unlike Mother. Mother said that she's only worth of 150 million, and she said she only has 2 properties. That is one kwa nyumbani kwa mzazi wake, na pia akona nyumba Nairobi, and the property is only 150 million because of appreciation. Mother was very clear about that. Now, and Mother was clear about how to fight corruption. She said that these corruption cases should not be dragged. For example, Gachagua siliwekwa after the election. Hata sio corruption case. Nyinyi mmeona kuna kesi ilikuwa leo ya Gachagua is mentioned in the murder of the late former Nyeri governor. Nyinyi mmeona hiyo story iko kwa press. Now, he's supposed to appear in court, and Gachagua and his lawyers have succeeded in having the case postponed to after August. You people who are supporting Gachagua, why are you supporting people who are suspects of murder? Something is very wrong with you. Unajua Wakikuyu, wacha tu niseme Kimere na Kikuyu. Mucera na mukodo akondokaga otake. Oko murata waku ni muici, ona wewe muici, okoro supportaga andu moraganaga, wewe muragani otake tondu drama kathaka megeitwo, wewe ni either ni muici kana ni muragani tondu mucera na mukodo akondokaga otake. Acha Kimere aongea. Kimere has a question.
No, I just wanted to affirm what you just said, and Mother gave a reply to that. You know, when she talked about the judges, instead of blocking these people from vying for elective seats, they are saying that we are postponing the cases until after election. So that's what is happening. So hiyo kesi ya Gakuru imekuwa hapo since he died in 20 immediately after election. Actually hakumaliza hata miezi 3, alikaa miezi ngapi? About 6 months, and then he died in that accident. and they have been implicated since then. Even the governor, the current governor of Nyeri, is implicated in that, Kahiga. So these guys are dirty all over the place. Yeah?
Yes, Kimere, they are dirty. Can you believe it?
And that's why
Can
that
you
James, was his name James? So
his name?
The guy in the comment that you were talking about, was his
Yes,
name James?
he's James. I have to teach him. Maybe after this at
Yeah,
Abadrika.
he needs to open
James
his
Mogo.
eyes. Tell him to open his eyes. Thank you.
Asante. So, Robbins, you want to add something?
Yeah, Julia, I really want to, plus kuna issue ingine ya nini that nimesikia ya ICC. There's a guy anaitwa, what's the name of that guy? Anaitwa Christopher Koech. That guy was a witness kwa hii story ya Gishero, and the guy was found dead. Sijui huko Western, huko wherever, huko Western. This guy was found dead sijui last week.
Kakamega.
Exactly. Na this guy nasikia alikuwa key witness kabisa. Nana, he was supposed to submit key evidence against the two, against Gishero. Na unajua if Gishero is found guilty, bro, Ruto is cooked. So those are the kind of people now. Na mjua this time, if this guy atapatikana guilty, Gishero na akuwe sentence whatever, so that will have an impact on Ruto. And you know, this time this guy is not going as a kama ile suspect in court walikuwa na Uhuru. Now he with evidence. Unaona? There is already now evidence. The guy has been mentioned vibaya sana huko. So now huyo governor wa nani wa the deceased ule wa Nyeri, unasikia Kachagwa is supposed to appear for some inquest from next month 18th. And of course ukisikia kama inquest inaformiwa, that means he's been adversely mentioned. Ukijua hivyo. So hii issue nyingine pia nimesema huyo jamaa anaitwa Christopher Koech. The two, now these are the kind of people you want to put in office. Watu ambao already they have a bounty on their head. Niyo tu, Julia. Just wanted to add that.
Robbins. At least I hope Kiprono amesikia. Kiprono Gideon is asking me, Julia, why are you so bitter about Kiprono Gideon? Kama wewe maisha ya mtu si maana, I think you belong to some forest. I'm sorry to say that, Kiprono. People died in Rift Valley. People died in Kiambaa Church. And Ruto is blamed for that. You want me to like such a person? Am I crazy? I'm not a murderer. Kiprono. Something, Wakesa amesema hapa, if you like how Gachagua talk depends on your IQ. Na nimesema, show me your friends and I tell you who you are. So I think I've answered you correctly. Why I cannot sit down in my normal senses and allow people like Ruto to win an election, because hata kama tungekuwa na baba, tafadhali ungepigia Wajakoya ama mtu mwingine ama yule that other man, because we don't have anything against them. They have not hurt us. They have not stolen for us. They have not offended us. So have that at the back of your mind. And I want to tell Kiprono and the other people, easy manene ya ukabila, because me, I know they are good Kalenjins. I have my friends are Kalenjins and they are wonderful people. So it is ukabila ni mtu. It's just mtu mmoja amejifanya criminal na amechukua another criminal as a running mate. So that's my take. Kiprono. So I was still talking about the debate. I want to wind up now. So if we look at these people, when they finally wound up their debate, we were able to see the character of each one of them. And we were able to tell ourselves in whose hands were we safe. Mother Kwanza alituambia she's only worth 150 million and she does not desire to become richer. She does not even desire to have more land. She's okay. She's fine with whatever little she has. On the other side, Gachagua could not explain what he has. And when they were asked how they are going to fight corruption, Mother said she doesn't see why corruption cases should drag and drag and drag. She said we only need about 6 months. Gachagua was talking about setting a commission. We do not need a commission to fight corruption. Gachagua was talking about increasing funds in the judiciary. You don't need more money to do the right thing. He was talking about increasing police funds. The police do not need money to do the right thing. Because pesa penye unafanya kazi. Huhitaji kuongezewa mshahara ndio ufanye chenye unatakana kufanya. Mimi ni mwalimu. I don't need an increase in my salary to teach math. I will continue teaching math the way I do effectively. Kwa hivyo hiyo maneno ya kuongeza pesa na hiyo hustle fund is opening another way of stealing Kenyan money. We can see the character of these people. All they think about is to loot our economy. So we were able to tell who is who. We were able to tell who we can trust with our resources. And Mother said, we don't have a shortage of resources. The problem is our priorities and corruption. And she said something. I want to end up with what Mother said. Mother said that after 3 weeks, when they come in, the objective is to fight corruption and reboot the economy. But she said this, as we reboot the economy, we got to deal with the people, the meek in the society, those who do not have a plate for food every day. And she said, fellow Kenyans, the 2 million Kenyans, Mother said, rescue is on the way. So Wakenya wenzangu, tuache hata si ukabila, si atuwe ni Mkikuyu ama ni Mkalenjin ama ni Mjaluo ama ni Mluya. Tribe is not important here, but Mother said rescue is on the way. Asante Wekesa. I think I want to post there.
I think Wekesa can't hear us. Can you hear us, Wekesa?
Somebody's
Well,
surprised that
the
I
ball,
can
if I was in the yellow shirts, I wouldn't send Mr. Gachagua to the media because, as you know, Debal, I was the director of communications for a certain political party. And I'm considered a media guru in this country, if I can blow my own horn. Debal, I think that Martha Karua is on a different planet compared to Mr. Gachagua. The question of which planet it is that Mr. Gachagua is from Venus. And Martha Karua is from Venus, and Mr. Gachagua is not from Mars, he's from Plato. Because Debal, I saw a man who was inarticulate, who did not understand the issues that he was talking about, because his entire career has been based on state capture. You know, in Kenya, it is important for us to unveil hypocrisy, because the people of this country decided on a new constitution, they've decided on a plural democratic party, they've decided on all these press freedoms that we have today. But that did not come from the air. It is people like Martha Karua who several times escaped detention, who fought and were in the trenches to bring Mr. Gachagua on the platform. While the DO was in Molo persecuting people, Ms. Gachagua was walking away from the dictatorial tendencies of Daniel Arap Moi. Therefore, Mr. Gachagua has no place to talk about state capture, because Debal, him and his boss have been part of the ruling clique in this country since I was a kid in primary school. So I think it's really important, and I'm not saying that to say I support Azimio, it's not the issue. Those are just the facts. You can Google them. The public can just Google these things. The second point, Debal, is on the articulation of the issues, or the intellectual refinery of the two candidates. You could just see that Madam Gachagua was way ahead.
I don't need to add anything. He has summarized what you guys were saying. Huh? Let's move to Julie. Thank you for that presentation. When you were handing over the baton, I was downloading that video. I didn't want to open lest it disrupts the whole discussion. So let's have Chris. Is it Chris? Let me check who was next.
I think Patrick ameongea kweli.
Patrick alikuwa, unless tu ako na rebuttal.
Okay,
alikuwa amesha. Yeah, let's have Chris and then we go to Eva.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Wekesa, for giving me this time. Vile naweza sema, I watched the debate from the beginning, and it was a very good debate because both of them, you could see them articulating the issues. They were speaking like, trying to figure out, about this country. So ile kitu mimi ilinifurahisha ni kwamba Martha Karua was very composed, alikuwa na issues, although she was not that strong. You could see the Martha Karua of that time of 2007, trying to argue things out, but this Martha Karua was very composed. I don't know everyone understood that point. But when you speak about Gachagua, hey, for me, because I come from Mudhaya and we are neighboring with Gachagua, just next to me, he is one-time MP, so he doesn't have any experience in matter considering politics. Hana experience hata kidogo, so that is not the person that you want to give ati yakue ati Mount Kenya kingpin. Una imagine ukipatia Dede Nyoro, anaitwa jamaa mwingine wa Kikuyu. Unaona wale watu unapatia ni watu wa one time, yeah, in the politics. Those are not the people that you can trust to go and argue with Otiende Amolo in the National Assembly or even anywhere else in making laws. Unaona? So mimi just wishing like that time of Kitovi Manyara and that person unamwitaje Orengo. Unaona vile ile parliament ilikuwa inashika moto, watu wana discuss issues. Hiyo ndio tunaita azimio la umoja. Yani watu wanaongea, wewe usifikirie umetoka Nyeri, usifikirie umetoka Meru, usifikirie umetoka Kisumu, usifikirie umetoka wapi. Watu waongee issues, make law kwa parliament. Sio tufikirie uko kwa chama gani, make laws. Hiyo ndio azimio la umoja. Watu washikane pamoja, lakini msifikirie pamoja. Kama ile Grand Coalition, watu waliongea, watu waka make law na hakuna kitu imewaiongoza kama hiyo. Hiyo ndio kitu tunataka. Lakini ukiangalia Gachagua, ukiangalia Ruto, ukiangalia Dede Nyoro, ukiangalia watu wote wenye kwa Kenya Kwanza, wako na ukora fulani yani wale watu wanaongea vitu za ukora kabisa. Kitu yenye unaweza angalia na ukaona. Hiyo ndio kitu inanisikiza vibaya sana. Unaona? Na kama we ni Mkenya mzaredo kabisa, we unajua Kenya, uko your rightful mind. Kama we ni Mkikuyu, kama we ni Mkikuyu unafikiria kabisa, uangalie tu ukweli wa mambo, uone mambo mahali iko, wale watu venye wanaongea na venye wanafikiria, ufikirie we mwenyewe, usitake kuambiwa. Unaona? Kitu wanapiga nayo ati huyu ni Mjaruo, huyu ni sijui ni watu wenye hatukuangi nao pamoja yani. Unaona kuna ile kasuba iliwekwa huko wakati wa Kenyatta. Unajua watu wengine wajuangi. Kuna vitu ziliwekwa wakati wa Kenyatta. Watu wakaenda huko wakakunywa nini ile tunaitanga muma ile kuswea, unasema sisi hatutawahi support watu kutoka Lake Region juu ya hizi na hizi na hizi sababu. Unaona, lakini hiyo ilikuwa part of strategy ya kutafuta power. Unaona? So lazima sisi kama new generation tufikirie where we want to go. For example,
nasikia the old men walienda kubreak hiyo kasi. Is it true?
Hiyo sasa unajua sasa ukisema tumeenda kubreak na ni kitu imehubiriwa for 40 years. So how can you break that? Ni sasa unajua sasa mimi ni my generation nawaambia hatuwezi ongea na hawa, hatuwezi fanya hivi. Lakini ukiwa wewe ni mzaredo na wewe unafikiria ukweli ya kesho, unafaa kusema ukweli. Okay, for us to move ahead, we have to coordinate all of us as a country. Ndio hata kama tuseme the next presidential election, unapata hapa watu wamepata hivi juu ya issues zenye wanaongea. Kisii wamepata hizi kura, Kisumu wamepata watu wa Mount Kenya wamepata kura fulani in Kisumu, unaona, juu ya issues.
Alafu mimi hizo issues sizipendi nikiwa Nyeri na support watu wa tuseme coast. Unaona zinakuwa ni issue based. So ukipiga kura na hiyo design unapata this is the true justice. Lakini ukipiga kura kulingana na kabila zako na kutati Nyanza all Nyanza imepigia Rao, that doesn't portray the bigger picture ya the democracy. Unaona inafaa ikuwe mixed ndio watu wakuwe na issue based. Unaona, for example, I'm here in Dubai, I'll tell you the truth. I'm here in Dubai and once you are called as a Kenyan, hakuna mtu anajua ati Mjaruo. Mjaruo ni kama nani ama Mkikuyu ni nani. Hakuna mtu analiku. You are Kenyan in the first, and you are called as a Kenyan. Wherever you are going, whether you are going to a courtroom, you are as a Kenyan. All Kenyans to come this side will be called as a Kenyan. Hakuna mtu ataita ati yeah, this tribe or okay, this name is from Kenya. No, are you a Kenyan or no? You are Kenyan. Unaona? So ile kitu tunasema people should start thinking that hii kitu yenye ilifanyika kwanza ya handshake ilikuwa very important ya kujaribu kurudisha ile maneno ilikuwa imeharibiwa na Kenyatta na huko mbele. Now that is what his son was thinking, like if I do the same thing kufanya venye babangu alifanya akaachia Moi and all it was distracted for 24 years, itakuwa poa. Unaona, so I have to do something different, whether munichukie munifanyie nini, I have to do something different than my father. Hata wewe babako akuja haribu kitu hapa, tomorrow utajua babako hakufanya kitu vizuri, kesho utakuja urekebishe whether you are liked or no. Unaona, hiyo ndio kitu yenye walikaa chini wakakuja na azimio la umoja, na hiyo ndio kitu inajaribu kujadiliwa. Unfortunately, we Kikuyu, we are not understanding so much. Yes, let's say, because before I was trying to comment in Didi Nyoro's account and everybody will call me mchawi, weke, hey, nini. Unaona, today we are like 50-50. If we comment, if somebody is trying to abuse me, another person is coming against that, you know. So if you go to any other platform and you find somebody commenting something about we are in Azimio and kuna mtu anajaribu kushambulia, you see there are some people trying to cover up. So for me, I'm thinking like it's now, you know, going based on 2017 results. Baba alikuwa na kura zake yeye mwenyewe, kama ana Ruto ana Uhuru. Sahii ako na Uhuru, tuseme ashikilie tu hapo hapo tena akuja apate sasa hizi za Uhuru. So we are thinking something will be better, but for my
now
wish,
in one minute, Chris, I want to move to Eva, but now that you have touched on Uhuru, I think the current deadline is that Uhuru atandikia Raila Mkeka. What should Uhuru do to the mountain at this? Is he having a wild card at the last minute? Nasikia Mount Kenya, you normally go and sit down somewhere 1 week towards the election and you decide. Is it true?
Yeah, what I can tell you, you know, you cannot wish away Uhuru in this politics. This is the reality. And this game is well planned, my friend. Listen, the key word, well planned. Uhuru was not supposed to campaign for Raila, you know, like 3 months ago or 2 months ago. This is the time that Uhuru is supposed to go in the ground and talk to Ado Aito. Listen to what I'm telling you, my people. Yeah, this is the way we are supposed to go, because I have lived with these two guys. I know both of them. What are they capable of doing to this country? And I'm telling this guy is just a hypocrite, somebody who is just you saw his comments in Kasarani in Ruai. You saw him with Sonko, what he said. Guys, listen to me, what I'm telling to you. These guys, I know both of them. I know this guy what he can do, and this guy, he knows Uhuru. You know, Raila is somebody who you can trust. This guy, I work with him. He sabotaged my government. He was all over fighting with me without any reason. He went to my backyard, you know, ameharibu watu vichwa, ameenda amepeana pesa ile alichukua ya Kimwere, akapeana huko, akaanza kuharibu watu vichwa, unaona. So Uhuru sasa anatoka aambia watu ukweli, wale watu wako na akili, kama watu wako above tuseme 28 going above, watamsikiza, watajua hii mambo ya government sio mchezo, si maneno ya kusema tupike mchele na nyama hapa hivi tukule pale, kahawa iko hapa nini, tukunywe pombe, si hivyo. Ni mtu ako serious, na government, amepigania nchi. Huo ndio mtu anatakikana kwa kukuwa president.
Thank you. Thank you for that account. You have given us details of from the horse's mouth, the Mount Kenya itself.
Mimi Mount Kenya kabisa.
Yeah, nimesikia you talk with passion and with the reality on the ground. Thank you for that. Before I bring Eva, let me play one more clip.
Ya mahindi na sukari is a temporary problem. Within weeks, this will be sorted out. Let us focus on the transformation of our country.
DP says the government's importation of the maize was a necessary, albeit temporary, solution to the food situation and faulted the opposition for playing politics with a matter that was close to the livelihood of millions of Kenyans.
Wameanza kusema mbona chakula hii imefika haraka haraka. Hii chakula ilikuwa mbona imeagizwa siku chache imefika. Sasa unashangaa, kwani walikuwa wanataka chakula ichelewe, Wakenya ndio waumie, ndio wapate ya kusema katika mikutano yao ya siasa.
Yeah, the question Kenyans have always been asking is, kuna mtu bado anaamini Ruto? He speaks different things at different times. Eva, karibu.
Hey, jambo Kenya. Habari zenyu wote?
Tuko poa.
Julie, our Margaret Thatcher. How are you? Yeah, so I'm not really good in talking about politics, but I'll go to the matter of the debate. You see, when you grow old, if everybody has been looking at the clips previously on how Raila used to talk on debates and on crowds, and even Martha Karua, you will notice that with age, when you're talking to people and you want people to listen, you don't shout, you don't speak quickly. Because of the experience you've had, you have to talk slowly, and that makes sure that people understand what you're saying. And that is exactly what Martha was doing. Am I the only one who gave Gachagua 2% on the debate and I gave Martha 98%? I'm the only one because, you know, ukiongea na mtu akuelewi. Imagine Wekesa ukikuja unaanza kuongea story. Sasa wale hata wetu wenye wajui language hiyo English vizuri wataelewa aje? Na kuna Wakenya wengi pia wasikiangi English vizuri, wataelewa aje? Sasa watu wa Kenya wana compare somebody who is very fluent even in bad grammar, because Gachagua doesn't even have good grammar. Unaongea haraka, unaongea vitu zenye hakuna, and then because huyo mwingine anaongea polepole, ana stop, anafikiria, mnaona huyo mwingine ndio aliongea vizuri. Na hiyo ndio politics ya Kenya. Kenya likes politicians who shouts a lot. Shouts, singing, make jokes and everything. So
useme politics ya Kenya, sema politics ya Uhuru Baro.
Oh, politics ya Uhuru Baro. Okay, that's fine. So
we are intelligent.
I'm Kenyan, so I'm just saying because it's the only politics that I've known, and a little bit about Nigeria. So personally, why I'm not supporting Ruto, because most of the politicians in Kenya are corrupt. But I think it's time that other tribes are given that sense of belonging in Kenya, to feel that they are Kenyans, and that the presidency to go to each other tribe, people will be proud. We are not choosing any other tribe because they can do better than the other. But sometimes there are things you have to sacrifice for people to feel that, yes, I can feel like this is my country. This is where I was born. For me, that is why I'm not voting. I'm not voting for UDA and voting entirely for Azimio. On the Rift Valley and Nyeri, whatever. Have you ever noticed the people who go to Raila's rally and Martha's rally, the calm, happy, jovial, and the people who go to Ruto's rallies looks dirty, rowdy, confused, noisy. I don't know if anybody has analyzed that, and they don't even listen. They just shout, "Yeah, we are Dawili, yeah, yeah," and they don't even listen to what the leaders are saying. So, so when I'm watching those things, mimi ushanga, kwa nini sisi venye tuko mbele than other African? Yeah.
Never, because even the message is not designed to be listened to.
Aha, now I get you.
Have you ever heard when Ruto is presenting his manifesto? Agrobusiness, he sings them until anakuconfuse, anapeleka very fast so that you don't even remember what he has said. He recites. But Baba anaendanga pole pole, and he brings it as a story. When he goes to ladies, he will explain the whole, and it's exciting.
Unajua anaongeanga kama Hitler. Kama mmeona video za Hitler za kitambo, alikuwa anaongea akishika hivi mkono, anaongea na anaongea peke yake. Angalieni video za Hitler kitambo hivi, na anaongea na nyamaza, na hakuna mtu anajibu, na ameenda hivyo. Huyo ndio kiongozi yenye Wakenya wanataka kuchoose. But no, seriously Kenyans, tumetoka mbali sana. And you know, after our independence, for many years hatukuenda mbali na Moi, truth be told. Tulibakishwa nyuma kwa sababu venye Britain ilikuwa imedesign Kenya ni kukuwa na hizo vitu Raila anasema Social Security Fund, NHIF, which is here, Kim, you help me. Here, what do we call it? NHS, yeah? NHS. We had here, there is a council picking, you remember, you guys remember Camero, the ones which used to go picking takataka everywhere. That is the way Britain was designing Kenya. Like Kenya was designed to be like Britain in terms of governance, arrangement, health, education, social fund. And that is what Raila has been fighting for all those years, and people don't see it. Moi akaingia karibu. Kibaki akajaribu kutengeneza kidogo. Then wale walienda Ruto na Uhuru wakaturudisha tena 25 years back, zile enzi za Moi. Na sasa hivi tunasuffer because ni Kibaki ndio alitoa Kenya kwa ile level yenye ilikuwa. You understand? People who are saying that Raila is old. For 10 years, you chose when Uhuru was in his 40s and Ruto was in his 40s. They didn't rule. Of course, Uhuru the second term has done much, but they didn't do much. What are you saying when you are saying that somebody is old, you want a young person? I don't understand at all. Kenyans, please. Kwanza mkae mkijua huku UK hakuna retirement age. You can work up to 100 years and the world is changing. So najua tuko behind, lakini anzeni kubadilika. Kuna retirement age. I'm working with people in their 80s. Because hao ndio wanapeleka kampuni vizuri, wanafanya pesa inaingia. Hiyo mambo ya kusema mtu ni mzee haezi simama, Kenya tuachane nayo. Sina mengine Wekesa, nitaendelea kuchangia as the debate goes on. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for bringing up that issue of age. And age has always been weaponized for when people are weak and have no ideas to present or are terrified about their opponents. We hear, I don't know, those who are there may confirm. I don't know if Alex is older than all of us. He can confirm. We hear that the reason why youth was put at 35 years and above in the constitution that time, they wanted to lock out Tom Mboya from running for presidency. That time he was below that 5, so they raised it to 35. So sometimes we just create laws to restrict some people. And that's why, okay, this is unwritten law where someone is thinking like someone is old and the rest are young. But someone should ask himself, who is young? When you are at the age of 56, my father retired at the age of 55. So when we talk about you are 56, you are a retiree. You need to go and also look at your grandchildren. So all of them are in that grandpa bracket. So nobody's young there. Alex, you wanted to ask a question to Eva?
No, Eva, Eva alluded that the people who are in UDA party are very dirty, and I was wondering, is that really true?
Not that in terms of cleanliness.
Oh, okay.
Yes, that in whatever they are saying,
Okay.
how can you be responding to whatever nonsense somebody is saying? That is the person who is saying those words. That is what I meant.
Oh, okay. Thanks for that clarification.
I use bad language, sorry. Not that in terms
I
of.
think the summary of it is, and that's why we have had, when we began, we had a problem with the issue to do with the media coverage, and they are saying they are biased. It is the energy you elicit in your rallies. If you are eliciting negative energy, no media house will want to cover story ya kuleta makasiriko for long. They will cut clips. They will show it, but wataikatakata. So, but you see, sometimes Baba brings this message of hope, entertainment, and that's why Muhiza Kitui's songs are captured even on television, because it's a comic. Even if you want to send a negative message, but it comes with some comic and drama. So it is the way they are presenting maybe their message that sometimes media finds it hard to air the whole thing. They cut, they remove some of the things they think they are sensitive. So I want to leave Julia to moderate. Me, I have to go because tomorrow Nico job. Thank you for those we have interacted up to this time.
Wekesa, kabla
Yes,
hujaenda
Papa. Umeingia?
kabla hujaenda, I hope you have seen the information that I have posted on the group.
Just tell me before niende. If it's
Yes,
it's private.
no. It is actually very good news that
Is that one?
Kenyan security agencies have arrested the 3 Venezuelans who came to the country, and I was just wondering, these people,
are you seeing what I'm displaying?
If they were coming to work, yes, if these people were coming to work for IEBC, why didn't IEBC make the arrangements? Some of these people who come into the country as either expatriates or to go to perform contractual obligations, things should be done out in the open. So how did these people get themselves here who are trying to sneak?
Yeah, I hear Dennis Tumbi saying that Deep State is panicking, but nothing will be left to chances. Every story will be unraveled. Raundi hii hakuna kucheza. Raundi hii ukicheza na kura za baba utamulikwa tu mapema. Okay. So
enda upumzike na hiyo information.
Yeah, I think I'll get the full story in the morning. Yeah, let me play this clip nikienda sababu Julie now.
Haya, 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 Pokot hoye, Pokot hoye, vijana hoye, vijana hoye, wamama hai, hey, 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 na mmekuja kwa fujo, kuja kwa wengi sana. Wananchi wa Pokot na Chepararia, Spai Kokuo, asanteni sana, asanteni sana. Mimi nina furaha kuona vile mmekuja kwa wingi namna hii. Sasa kuna mzee mmoja anaitwa mzee Lorema.
Julie, are we taking over Rift Valley? That is West Pokot. Have a good
Yes,
night.
I also uko na ile video ya I also saw the video ya Elgeyo Marakwet. Did you see the ile ya E10?
Sija download but saa nikiona naweza kuplaia kama sijalala.
Sasa asante. Baba had a very good reception in Elgeyo Marakwet in E10. Very good reception. That tells that Kenyans are beginning to think like Kenyans, not tribes. Which is really my take with Kesa and the members of the panel is that when after Baba becomes president, we will stop seeing ourselves as tribe. He's kind of coming over with another new kind of feeling and attitude. Sisi ni wa Kenya. Sisi, and I think that will be the end of us.
That is the reason. That
Yeah.
is the reason they deliberately, as much as munasema Uhuru retired, he deliberately wanted Uhuru to be around so that the big boys can reunite the country. You know, they are mature.
Yes.
Yeah, so he'll be around helping to unite the country. Good night.
Asante, good night. So from those videos that we have watched, Karibu, when you are meant to join, we have seen that we're beginning to think like Kenyans. And I see our Uhuru who has matured over time. I see somebody who's giving us a picture that sisi ni wa Kenya. Sisi si kabila fulani. And I've been saying this. Rigathi said something annoying in the debate. He said that that Uhuru wants to remain in power. Uhuru has said again and again that he doesn't want to be in power. Amesema mara nyingi he does not want to be in power. But even if he has said it, I can assess that by this notion. Uhuru is a son of the former president. I don't think he's hungry even to be in State House. Ni nini Uhuru hajaona yenye people see in State House? What kind of a life hasn't he experienced that people experience? He doesn't need power to be what he is. So I think we're in the right place, and I think Uhuru is going to give us a very wonderful transition. And I think after Baba, we are going to have leadership that doesn't hunger for power and wealth. Mother mwenyewe alisema she's only 150 million worth, and she doesn't need more. And I was thinking about that, those of us who are in the Western world, I was thinking, I've seen something in America. Now, the many people I know here, I think the only thing they want is a good home. Na wamasome watoto wao. Sionangi wakitamani kuwa na, they don't even invest to make so much money. That's the attitude I'm seeing. Lakini I like to ask Kenyans, in how many houses can you sleep in at a time? Hata nyinyi, if you have a home, ni unaweza lala nyumba ngapi at the same time? And I think the biggest investment that we can have is on our children. That we make sure we bring up responsible children to apeleke shule. We make sure they are responsible, they are accountable. That's the biggest investment. In that case, you can retire honorably. Lakini hata kama utengeneze mali mingi aje kama ile Ruto is trying to compete with the first family, even if you make so much money and you have brought up thugs and criminals, you will die early because they stress you. Either they have been shot dead, ama wako jera, ama you don't know where they are because they will stress you to your grave. So me, I think Kenyans, if we begin changing our attitude, we are having the right leadership. I want to go to the next person. I think, I don't know whether it's Bob, Papa, or Alex. Who came before the others? See, I didn't notice. Alex, did you find Bob here?
No, I'm came earlier. Bob came after me.
Okay, let's have Alex. Karibu, Alex.
Yeah, I will make quick observations that are a little bit heavy for me. The first one is about the debate. I still give the moderators about 85% because they were able to bring out the Rigathi Gachagua we wanted. The question was simple. When the deputy presidential candidate debate, and I want us to push that narrative until those who are undecided to understand why we had that conversation between them and us. So they are in a job interview. We are the ones who are supposed to hire them, but then we have hired a company like PricewaterhouseCoopers to do it for us. But ultimately, it's us who will do the hiring. Now, I think for the Mount Kenya, who most of them have been undecided. And I think that is where our fight is. Our fight is not in our regions anymore. Kisii is Azimio, Luo Nyanza is Azimio, Western is Azimio, Coast is Azimio. So the battle is in Mount Kenya, and we want to appeal to the undecided. And that is why I will want whoever that thinks the moderators did not do a good job should focus on, did they expose Gachagua? And I think they did that. Gachagua said about inferiority and superiority complex. And he ended up saying, if your deputy is sharper, is focused, and is more brilliant, the president must give him the opportunity to manage the country. Can you understand that? It means Gachagua doesn't want to be number two. So if we choose that ticket, for me, it means Gachagua and Ruto are going to fight. So what we saw in the last 10 years is going to reciprocate, and the tape will play again. Another thing, Gachagua was not debating with Mama. Gachagua was debating with Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta. Now it's coming out for us to realize why he was debating Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta. A day before the debate, unga ilishukishwa chini. And Gachagua came and dismissed and said, it's only for just 3 weeks and it will go up. Then the president comes the next day to reiterate and say, no, it is not me who is saying this. All these millers are behind me, the stakeholders, and we have agreed this is going to be a solution and a sustainable solution. And you saw how Ruto came out ranting and burning. And I think when you know that your competitor or whoever that you're fighting with or your enemy is choleric in nature, make sure that he becomes more angry. Make sure. And I think that is what the moderators did. At some point, I realized Gachagua was speaking more than Martha Karua. Yeah, Martha Karua restrained herself. There are things she should have said. And I agree, yes. But I think things that are not said are better than things that are said in the end. So we don't know what she could have said. But whatever Gachagua said later on, it showed us that Gachagua is bitter with the president. Gachagua has a bone to chew with the president. And if anything, Gachagua wants to become a deputy president to harass the first family of Kenya and also to revenge to Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta. So the question is, are we going to hire a person in a mission for revenge? And I think the moderators brought out that. So let us hammer that so that the undecided of Mount Kenya, who are now, the rate is shifting a little bit down. I saw somebody who was saying there that after watching the debate, is it Wambuga or somebody, that I was for Raila and Martha. But after watching the debate, I truly believe that we should make Ruto go to Sugoi as soon as possible. And that should be our narrative. 3 weeks to election. The narrative is not to look at the moderators. It is to hammer our enemy with whatever little that they are giving us. If we do that in the next 2 weeks, I tell you, the undecided of Mount Kenya have 2 weeks. After 2 weeks, they will have made up their mind. That's why I think we saw Martha Karua in Nyeri today, because I think the Nyeri people are very happy of her performance and the way her demeanor and everything. And I echo what she did. So I think we should shift now the narrative, not from the moderators, we shift it that Martha Karua performed very well. Rigathi Gachagua showed that he is not ready for the job. Thank you very much.
Asante, Alex. I now see, looking at that debate from that dimension, now we be asking ourselves, in whose hands are we safe? Someone who is on an revenge mission. And I think Alex Gachagua, if you ask Gachagua why he's bitter with the president, I think him and Ruto have a very good reason for being bitter. This is a man that has prevented them from ascending to power. This is a man that is exposing their corruption scandal. See, they think about Gashagua's money in the bank. I think hiyo kitu imewaudhi sana. And I think the other things people have been saying that kuna pesa imekuwa blocked, I don't know, overseas, I mean elsewhere, offshore accounts and all that. And that at one point they're not able to bring in their money into the country. So I think this is, and even some, I don't know whether Alex, you saw what Wekesa just posted right now about these election officials. I think, who has the intelligence? So we begin to ask ourselves, what did they do in 2017 that they're aware of, that they now know Uhuru will stop? You see, they know that Uhuru will stop all those things they did in 2017. So your bitterness, in fact, you people have been praying for the president, because at this time, those two people are very bitter with the president. It's only that hawezi wabia watu wa Mount Kenya, the main reason. That's why they are walking around and talking about food prices and all that. They can't tell them exactly why they are bitter with the president, but they know this is the man that has curtailed their ambitions. And my take is, Ruto will not even vie for presidency again in Kenya. He'll not have the opportunity to do so. Because I think he has too many cases. So, Bob, Papa, Karibu. Okay, maybe can we have Bob 1 minute? Bob Kemere wants to add something. 1 minute, Bob Kemere.
Sorry, and you let Bob come in. I just wanted to comfort Alex actually about the Mount Kenya. It's true that there is this feeling that Mount Kenya is undecided, but I want to tranquilize you, Alex, and tell you that Mount Kenya has a certain behavior. The Mount Kenya people, sometimes they don't speak. If you talk with the Kikuyu something and you're reporting something to them, even an elder or whoever, and you see them and you see that they don't reply to you, but all what they say is, oh, he has said a lot of things. He won't tell you anything more, but he has captured what you have said and he has made his mind. And so the voting day will really surprise a lot of people. That's all what I would say.
Asante Kimere, karibu Bob.
Julia, 30 seconds.
Okay.
You see the reason, 30 seconds. You see the reason why we say so. The Kikuyus don't know the position they hold in this country. And I've said it over and over, but maybe you people don't understand it. You are the firstborn of that country. And somehow, what you see, like they say, when America sneezes, Europe coughs, and Africa catches the what? The cold. So, and I think that is how it goes. There is a lot we look, especially the middle class. The middle class, the way they look at it, they don't want to be messed up. They want to go with a certain euphoria. A middle class is the most conniving person because akona gari, akona nyumba, akona kazi. So in an election, ataki those three things to be lost. So when he goes to an election, he wants to go to a wave ambayo that will retain these three things. A poor has nothing to lose. The rich, they know how to protect themselves. So we have this middle class here that somehow Mount Kenya was confusing. But I think that's a conversation for another day.
Asante Alex. Karibu Bob.
Thank you very much, Julia, Alex, Kimere, Robbins, Patrico, Eva, Mora, and Chris. I'm glad to be with you guys. Let me begin with something, Julia. You said that after this election, we will become people will be proud to be Kenyan more than ever. You know, Julia, if you go back to recent history in 2002, Kenya had a very big chance, very, very big chance of becoming one. And during the administration of Kibaki in 2002. And there was so much cohesiveness, especially on the kingpins of the regional kingpins. They were all together. They were speaking with one voice. But we lost that chance. And we lost that chance because of a few greedy people. Because in 2002, the promise was that within 100 days, we either will get a new constitution or we'll initiate a process to get a new constitution. But unfortunately, a few characters who surrounded Kibaki, to mention a few, the likes of Chris Murungaru, could not imagine how this power can be distributed. And it was not a such power being distributed. It was just to make Kenya a better place with a new constitution. And at that particular time, most of the leaders there were so gelled together that if you read Modi Awori's book, is that Kibaki at that time he was incapacitated, and the Raila Odinga campaigned for him. He was when he was sworn in and he was forming his cabinet, Modi Awori tells us that actually Kibaki wanted to reward Raila Odinga with the position of VP. But Raila said no, Kijana Wamalo, the arrangement was that Kijana Wamalo should be there. And you can see that kind of cohesion was there. But now there are few characters who misled Kibaki, and that's how but rightfully so, maybe that's why we ended up getting in the new constitution in 2010. But even the kind of differences that some people try to amplify in the fights between political fights between Kibaki and Raila were not actually out of any hatred. It was just ideological, and because they worked together before, and it was just the way of governance and small issues of governance here and there, and they ended up working together, and we saw the kind of progress when Kenya was united as one and was pushing in the right direction. So come this time, I want to feel that this is more than, it is so high stakes that it is more than the 2002, because we want to wipe out this problem for good, so that we don't have to feel like when presidency is on the other side, the other communities feel like they're left out. I want to believe that Azimio wants to ensure that this disappears. So much for that. Now, I still want to fight Alex. I was on the other side with Bernard. Now I looked for Alex. He was not there. I come here. He still brings the moderator issue of.
Bob,
now I found him here. Now, anyway, Alex mentioned something too about the moderators, and I still beg to differ with him a little, and it is all to do with the questions. I don't know how they structured those questions, because those questions should have been structured in such a way that they were able, the moderators would have been able to tame the behavior of both candidates, so that they don't veer out. Veer off the subject matter. Because if I repeat again, the fact that, and I concur with you, Alex, that Rigathi was actually debating against Uhuru Kenyatta, who was not present. That was a very big leeway he was given to bash the president, and he was not there to defend himself. And while he was bashing the president, you know, if I was to be a moderator, I would have asked him a simple question, because there is something that Rigathi has continuously sold to the Mount Kenya people, that the development money was removed from there and it was taken to Nyanza. Then while he was fighting Uhuru Kenyatta, the moderators should have asked him why he has been talking about money is Nyanza not in Kenya. They left him, they gave him a free pitch. He was playing alone and scoring goals. Uhuru was not there to defend himself. So that is where I feel like the moderators went wrong. Otherwise, I have no problem with them. They did a good job. But if the presidential, the main presidential debate is to come, there must be questions on real issues. Real issues means development, health, infrastructure, education. Because if they are to leave it open, free for all, we all know what UDA can do, and Ruto is very good at selling propaganda. Something that we are not gifted with, because we want to deal with real issues. So I hope they will do a better job. Meanwhile, Baba, I will not even want to comment about Baba and Martha. They are doing a good job, and there is something that Raila has got. He has so much attachment to the independence of this country and the founders of this nation. And whenever he goes to any place, be it Central Province, be it Rift Valley, be it Coast, he always finds somebody that is so significant in that struggle to liberating Kenya. And today or yesterday, he found this mzee in Turkana who was in that first parliament with Jaramogi. And he attaches himself to, there's some kind of symbolism that he tries to bring out, so that people can see where we have come from and where we went wrong, and how we should mend the cloth called Kenya. And that is how actually even this Azimio came in, because Azimio was something that Jaramogi had thought about those days. So I want to say that his message, most people, especially the young generation, they don't seem to grasp what the kind of politics that Raila plays, because that politics that he plays is politics of ensuring that Kenya we are one, so that we can have more force towards development politically and I mean in total. Let me leave it at that. Julia, back to you. Asante.
Kwa hivyo mumekubaliana vita mtamaliza na Alex, and you'll do a handshake. Uko mute, Bob.
Vita hatuna, lakini nataka kuambia ndugu yangu, sasa tumefika critical moment, and wakati mmepigana na mmefika mahala lazima mmoja wenu ashinde, you have to change the tactics. You can't keep using the same tactics of rebuttal to those who do not matter. This book, you've read it several times, but this is this entrepreneur guide, and I was reading it yesterday because it has that option of debate of presidential. it is Shazoo, The Art of War, but from an entrepreneurial point of view. And he says, after you've done everything you have to do, and now you're looking back, he say, don't regret. Use what you have. Start where, no, first of all, say, start where you are. Use what you have. Do what you have to do. So, Papa, you see, where we are now, if we blame the moderators, then I guess we are not doing it good for us. What we should do is to see the loopholes in that debate and make sure we say that Gachagua did not qualify for the job. So moderators have nothing. They were not the one being interviewed. I want you to look at the person that failed in that interview, and that person is Gachagua. And I want you to talk more about the person who failed in that interview more than the person who conducted that interview, because we want to give somebody a job, and that person is not Gachagua.
2%.
So let's look at the person that failed. Let's not look at the person who performed the interview, please.
Okay, if I may contribute something.
Chris, allow me, let's not unmute unless we have the opportunity to do so. Okay, Chris has something to say, then we have Patrick. Patrick also has something to say. Yes, Chris and Delea.
So if you can allow me to say something regarding that debate which happened, nikisema yani kuna ile kama unaweza nikubalisha tu nipeane story moja yenye ilifanyika pale kwenye debate na watu wengi sana hawakurealize ile kitu kilifanyika. Ni kwamba kuna ile wakati moderators waliuliza Martha Karua, how much do you worth? So if you look at that clip, utaona Martha Karua hakufikiria mara mbili kusema how much ame worth. Lakini kwa wakati wa Rigathi Gachagua alisema ati microphone hazifanyi kazi. Sijui kama mimi peke yangu ndio ni notice hivyo. Ati microphone hazifanyi kazi. Sasa kuna story moja tulikuwa tukipewa ya kudhibitisha yani hiyo scenario yote. Yani kuna ule kijana alikuwa anakunywa pombe ya mfanyi yani ya mwajiri wake, lakini yeye akiulizwa anasema akiitwa yeye asikii. Ndio alikuwa anaulizwa mbele ya paka mama wa nyumba, anaulizwa jamani wewe wakati huo inaacha pombe hapa inaua inaenda wapi? Anasema mimi sikusikii. Yani akiulizwa yeye asikii. Ukiulizwa jambo yenyewe inakutatiza wewe mwenyewe husikii. Lakini ukiuliza mwenye hiyo jambo yenyewe pia yeye anasema asikii yani. Yani nilikuwa nataka kumaanishaje? Yeye Gachagua akiulizwa mambo mengine yote kuwa anasikia. Lakini akiulizwa yeye ana worth pesa ngapi? Mbona yeye hakuwa anasikia? Nani mwingine alisikia? Yani akiulizwa hivyo na hakuwa anasikia. Microphones zilikuwa na shida.
I heard that mimi nilisikia Chris hiyo maneno akisema hana microphone is not working, but more than that he didn't exactly say what is worth. Alisema he has 100 million, he has 300 million, sijui I don't know how many million that is in the bank. He didn't want to say that because unajua these statements they make are used to pin them down later. Sasa hakusema, so he didn't say that. Patrick, ulikuwa na something ya kusema ndio tuende kwa Miss Mora. Patrick, karibu.
Julia, kabla hujaendelea, hebu niseme ya kwamba sisi wote tunajua mshahara ya civil servants, na wakati Gachagua anasema kwamba alifanya kazi kwa lands, mimi hapo hata ndio nilianza kuogopa zaidi, manake lands officers, I think the highest ranking, we can even go to the Public Service Commission and see the salary scales and how they are remunerated. And there is no way a public servant would make that kind of money unless he was doing something extra. Thank you.
Yes, he didn't come out clear because he cannot account for what he has. Now ndio watu wa udaku nataka tuchague. No, we can't do that. Yes, Patrick. Patrick, you have something to say.
Yes, maybe I'll. Good morning. Hello. Yeah. Sasa, I'll touch something on regarding what he is worth. Unajua wakati uko civil servant na maybe umeacquire wealth bila kwa njia ambayo sio nzuri, inakuwa ngumu sana kujustify. So it wasn't easy for him to give a straight answer because he knows. I think he talked of 800,000, 800 million, I think, 600 million, Mara 200 million, Mara 300. So I could not even understand. I wanted to talk about unity of the country. For records, I'm speaking from Taita Taveta County. And one thing I'm excited about is Kenya will once again be Kenya. We will not be looking at each other in the prism of our tribes. Because the challenge we've had before is our second names. At least now, if we can successfully elect the leaders who can unite the country and make us one, once again, we'll see the value of a Kikuyu in our country. We'll see the value of a Luo in our country. We'll see the value of a Taita in our country, so that all of us will know, we will be judged by what we can deliver, and not by our second names. And that is what makes me feel happy about this election. And as Julia said, there are many things we might not achieve, but one thing that we will achieve is the rogue leaders will have to go. And that is why you see these guys are bitter. They are bitter because they have realized the things that they have been saying about the leaders that they thought they can't be leaders. It was a kind of incitement. I was looking at BBI last time. Probably, maybe some people could not believe it. But I was looking at it in terms of the number of look at the number of, like now in in my constituency Voi, whereby we have like around 60,000 voters. And you know, in terms of CDF, we are given equal amount of money as many constituencies in Central Province. Look at constituency, one of the constituencies, I can't pinpoint one, but there are some which have even 200,000 voters. Now, imagine that inequality. As much as you feel that probably we deserve this amount of money, but there are some, if it is divided by the number of voters, they get peanuts. Now, this is somebody who is not looking at this. He imagines that hawa watu hawadeserve na they have been incited to see it as if something is being taken away from them, only to realize this thing will make Kenyans feel they're Kenyans. It will make everybody feel accommodated, and everybody will feel that I belong to this country. You see, and that is the most important thing. And what Ruto made sure that our brothers and sisters from Central will be incited so that they don't see this thing, so that wao wenyewe wajikarange na wajitoe kwa system, and then yeye sasa abaki yeye ndio boss. But I'm glad because these things are changing and sober leaders will take power. And once they take power, they will make sure that one of the things that is pushing the country down, corruption, will go down. so that now we can, the little money that we have in our country can be pumped into usefulness of the projects that people feel that this is what we need, this is what we need. Hao watu ambao wanakaa na pesa ile hata haezi justify, like in 2010 Ruto was not even top 1,000 in terms of cash. The only company that was known to him, to his hand, is Amaco, which is sinking even now. But in 2017, he was top 10. Now you can imagine somebody from infinity to top 10. Na ukiangalia the records, amefanya biashara gani kugrow to that level, you can't even tell. Sasa that's why this guy was struggling to answer a simple question. Akiulizwa, what is your worth? Anashindwa kuexplain kwa sababu the next question would be justify your wealth. Hawezi. That's why Martha had a very simple answer, because hange rehearse na hange fikiria. If today you're asked your name, you'll give an answer. If you're asked what is your worth, you know. If you're asked ulipataje hii pesa, utajibu. But kama umetumia crooked means, utakuwa na story mingi sana kujieleza. Yes.
Asante Patrick, that is good. That's wonderful remarks. So we are going to the top of the hour na tungetaka hii Mount Kenya Forum huwa haiendi sana to the night. We close early. So I would like to acknowledge the people on the comment section. Bill Morgan, Hesbon Kaunda, Moset, Peter Njoroge, Stephen Mutumbu, asanteni kwa kuja kukaa nasi hapa. Panda, we have King Saguaro, Dickens Otieno, Fidel, we have so many people who have gathered here with us. So we want to do our closing remarks. I want to start with Mora because she has not spoken. So Miss Mora, we are sorry we are starting to close with you, but we have the other, Bernard's Forum is still there. So after this, those who still want to changia, munaweza kaingia kwa hiyo forum ya Bernard. So we shall start with Mora, then we shall go to Bob, Eva, we can skip Patrick for a while, Robbins, Kimere, Alex, Chris, then Patrick. Atakuwa wa mwisho. So Ms. Mora, maybe we can take, each one of us can take the next 2 minutes and give our remarks, comment about what do you think, what's your summary about the running mate debates? What do you think is happening with Baba and Mother today? They were in, Mother was in Nyeri, Baba was in Rift Valley, and anything else that you feel we should know. Karibu, Ms. Mora.
Hey guys, how is the day or the morning going for you guys? Oh, I guess I just came in at the wrong time, but hata kidogo inasaidia. So, oops. I didn't even know we had another Mount Kenya Forum. This just came on and I just logged in. I didn't know it was different. So, but anyway, what I can say about the Azimio campaigns, they are going really well. And Martha, I think, has forgotten about the debate. She is back to business, and that's the way it should be. Because if she dwells on the debate, like, oh, we are not seeing her, like the day after the debate, then it's not good. So it's good that we saw her, like, hit the road, like, the next day after the debate. And Baba is doing wonderfully well. He was in, I think it's North Rift Valley today. I watched him, I think in Pokot, and I also watched him in Iten. There were like one or two moments that I thought like something was going to happen to him. Did you ever watched it? You'd see him like look over his shoulder, like someone is trying to whisper something to him. But I think that was people acknowledging Atwoli when I think he shot out of the car. Yeah, I kind of got scared. I thought like whatever happened to him the last time at Rift Valley, we remember when they threw stones at this chopper. I thought like, oh my God, I hope nothing like that happens again. But everything ended well. I'll just touch a little bit on the debate. You all have to agree with me that when the moderators asked Gachagua about his income, like how he made his money, that's when he said, pardon, 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 pardon. I think he didn't know what to answer. That's the time someone from outside actually fed him the information on what to say, because he didn't know what to say. Maybe he didn't know, like, he was gonna be asked like straight up, like, how much do you, what's your worth, and what's the source of your income. I think the only reason why he kept saying pardon, pardon, someone was, either he had his phone or something, someone was typing things for him to say, because later he actually confused us with a lot of figures. We don't even know really what his worth is. On the other side, Martha Karua was outright. She said exactly how much she has and what property she owns. And I think I applaud Martha Karua for not hitting Gachagua on the net worth thing, like how much he owed, like the millions and billions, because Martha Karua is a lawyer, and this thing is in court, and sometimes silence is golden. Let the people decide for themselves. So I thought that was really brilliant of her that she didn't push it. I kind of I'm gonna say something about the moderators. They did not push on the topics hard enough. Maybe it's the first time they have done moderation. Let's cut them a slack, but they needed to push harder on some of the questions that were asked. And good moderation. Actually, I've watched a lot of debates here in the US. Good moderation, when you're like moderating the two people are like debating, you get ideas from what they're saying, and that way you ask kind of questions based on what the participants are contributing. That way you get to exhaust a topic. Otherwise, I think I'll log out and then log into the other one once this one closes. Thank you, guys. Nice seeing all of you.
Thank you, Mura. Bob.
Yeah, I just want to mention that the kind of energy that Martha is giving the Azimio campaign is really encouraging, and it appears and it gives us confidence. Particularly, personally, it gives me a lot of confidence that she knows what she's doing, because like what Mara said, after the debate, she has put behind the debate, and she's moved on, and it is eye on the goal, and there is no time to waste at the moment. So she went back to her roots and tried to cement the gains that she had done with the help of the Azimio aspirants in Mount Kenya. And you can see at the moment, more and more aspirants are now really trying to associate themselves with Martha, because the message, the negative messages that were being spread by UDA are beginning to fizzle. So that is very encouraging, and I just want to hope that we will remain focused. We need that, because Mount Kenya is a place where 1% of Mount Kenya is times so much in the other counties. I mean, the other parts of the country. So we really need our brothers from Mount Kenya to step up, so that we can call it a game. And with Baba is doing is doing much more than I even thought, because everybody seemed to be scared because of age, that Baba would be fatigued, but Baba is looking like I can't even say, because if I was to campaign the way Baba is campaigning, I think I would be sleeping for 12 hours before I wake up. That gentleman is doing some things that not many 77-year-old fellows do that. because you realize the way he's crisscrossing and using choppers, light aircraft. You know, even it's like even that what do you call it? Is it jet lag? He's not feeling it. So I like the energy. The energy is there, and it is all eye on the ball, and let's stay focused. Thank you.
Asante Bob. Sasa wewe hujafikia age ya baba na unasema utachoka. Karibu Eva.
Nothing much to say about the debate. Gachagua 2%, Martha 98%. Only because of good grammar, that's it. Nothing else. The campaigns are going so well, and people should know that the UDA team are very good storytellers. They can tell you that black is green and explain how black is green, and people will believe it. But black is black, so vote wisely. That's all.
Asante. Let's go to Robbins. Robbins. Something happened. Kimere.
Yeah, I think I'll just comment about Mother in Nyeri today. And what I like most about Mother is the message. Because like today in Nyeri, she knew and she knows that the Chagwa comes from that place. And she's telling people clearly, here we have a brother, he is my brother. And giving that example about if you have your children, you know who you can send to the well, because either they are too small, they can't be able to carry the weight of the jerrycan of the mutungi, or there are those who you can't send to the shops because then they will lose the money, or the money will be lost or stolen or spent badly. So that's a good. I like that message. And differently, like when the Uda goes to Gatondo and start insulting Uhuru, that's a different thing altogether, because that's lack of respect. But when you come to a place and tell people, look, like in our homes, we have our siblings, and we are not this. We are all not the same, and our parents know. They know what task they can assign to me, and what task they can assign to my sister. Probably if my sister is there with me, my mom wouldn't tell me to sweep the house. Maybe, most likely, she will ask my sister to do that. If there is something to do with, like when I was growing up, for example, I would be sent to all prepare the water to clean the udder of the cow, or to milk, or I would be the one going to fetch the hay that they will use to give to the cow while they are milking it. You know, so it's a logic thing, but the way she approaches that one is very convincing, and people resonate with that message. So I like that. Raila also is very consistent with his message, and that's why I like Azimio, because wherever they go, their message is everyone knows the message of Azimio. If you ask me what's UDA's message, I can't really tell what they stand for because I never hear it. All what they do is bashing Uhuru here and there. It's what is there really? They're always talking about others. They don't talk about what they're gonna do. So, and that's why I think Azimio is gaining mileage every day. And I'm so pleased, and I wrote there on the comment that Laikipia is all Azimionated. Is that what we call them now? Azimionated. And Nyeri soon gonna be. Muranga, I think we are about 50-50 now. And Kirinyaga will also come as Azimio. The only county in Mount Kenya that worries me a little bit is Kiambu, and I'm so surprised. Not surprised because I thought Kiambu people are very. I know they are our brothers and sisters, but I thought they were intelligent, and that's how I see it. And I don't want to generalize, so I don't want to be taken like I'm insulting people from Kiambu. But they surprised me because the way they support Ruto, I can't really understand because we thought that they had education before anyone else in Mount Kenya, so I can't understand why they can be fooled so easily. Anyway, and I'll leave it there. And before I leave, I want to thank everyone actually for coming. And I think going forward on Thursdays, we invite all of you again. So on Thursdays, we decided until the elections, we're going to be having this debate where everyone, it's open to not only Mount Kenya people, but everyone. So we are all brothers and sisters. And our goal is one, is Azimio to win and educate the Kenya people. When Kenya is right, it's right for everyone. And Mount Kenya, as Julia said once, Mount Kenya is in Kenya, not Kenya in Mount Kenya. So we are all together.
Asante. Asante Kimere. Robbins, ni wakati wako. Closing remarks. Robbins, closing remarks.
Julia, I think literally everyone has talked about what we are supposed to talk, and for me, I think we'll just be doing a repetition. I think I would talk something a little bit about. You realize this week Ruto made his own opinion policy, and I think to me, the main reason why this guy did the opinion polls was as a result of to counter TIF and InfoTrack polls. Like he really had to give that perception. And number two, I think he did that to fight for the needed votes perceptionally from the Mount Kenya. The other reason I think he did his polls were to counter Mother Karua effect. You see, the people believe minds of guys from Mount Kenya, those that are not really decided. So like he wanted to show that poll-wise he's doing well. And the last one, I think this guy was trying to neutralize the move by the government of reducing the prices of the unga. I think with that, I appreciate why everyone has been around, and hopefully we'll meet next week, God willing. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Robbins. I want to go to Chris, and I want to go to Patrick. Alex, nataka you give us your last closing remarks. Kuna swali hapa, Alex. I don't know whether you're aware. Somebody is asking something. Kwamba there fake ballots. Were there fake ballots today at Jomo Kenyatta? Sijui kama kuna mtu amepata hizo news. Then someone wants some explanation about those IBC employees that were arrested at Jomo Kenyatta. Sijui kama Alex tuko na hiyo information. Chris, 2 minutes.
Asante Julia kwa kunipatia hii nafsa ya kufunga huu mkutano, yani tuseme mimi ndio wa mwisho labda. Nashukuru ile debate yenye ilikuwa inafanyika pale, ningesema kuwa Gachagua alikuwa na maelezo zaidi kwa zile vitu za masikio. I would say Gachagua was listening to someone else. If you saw those videos which were coming today in the internet and the coaching he was receiving from that guy who was working in Citizen, what is the name? Okay, I don't remember his name. He was working in Citizen Prime, so he was giving him some coaching, and that is the thing why he was getting confused every time, because he was receiving some orders from the mics. Okay, hiyo ndio mimi naweza sema. Alafu kitu ingine mimi naweza sema, watu wakuwe tayari kabisa kwa serikali ya uwiano, yani watu wanasikizana kabisa. Yani wewe ukishikwa na mambo yako, unashikwa na mambo yako tofauti, si ni kwa sababu ya serikali ama ni kwa sababu ya wewe ni kabila fulani. Kwa sasa huu unajua, ukishikwa unasema ati unajiwekelea kwa watu wengine ama unasema wewe unaonewa juu wewe ni Mkikuyu. Hakuna kitu kama hiyo. Saa hii tunaenda kwa serikali ambayo kila mtu anajitegemea kimaisha, na kila mtu akifanya makosa anajitegemea yeye mwenyewe na makosa yake, si ati unasema ati unaonewa. Kwa sasa wacha siasa iende venye itaenda, juu watu wengi ndio watasema vile wanataka wakuwe wakishughulikiwa na serikali yao, na wachache watakuwa na lao la kusema, lakini wao watasikika bado. So we say let the majority have their say. Tunangojea sana.
Okay, asante. Patrick?
Okay, thank you for this time, and I thank you all for your time. I know you are busy people, but you had mapata time ya ku ventilate on several issues. One thing I've always known is two big brothers have united, and this country has to heal. You know, the cause of division was by the two tribes, Kikuyus and Luos. These are our big brothers, and I'm sure they are the ones who can remand the history. They are the ones who can rewrite the history. I've learned so much from the two. I must say, I come from Coast, but I've learned in my life. I've learned so much from Kikuyus and Luos. And I was telling a friend, I've learned one thing. I work so hard like a Kikuyu, and I always desire to live like a Luo. The two combinations, I think, they make you feel at home. So now that the two brothers have big brothers have decided to reunite again, history will be rewritten, and Kenya will be healed. Our resources will not be will not waste our resources again, and the any crook will not hide behind tribes. Now everybody will have to face kama ni makosa yako utabeba mwenyewe. So I'm glad because we have upright men and women in Kenya who are willing to stand and to be counted. And for the few who feel that they have to use crooked ways to make their wealth, then their days are numbered. And that's the only people who are worried. So in the next about 17 days, we'll be waiting to celebrate. And I'm sure the next event will be the presidential debate. Then after that, we'll see what comes. But I'm sure Kenya will not sink more than where it is. This is the lowest we can go. We can get, and we are picking up our pieces. And in the next few weeks, in the next few months, in the next few years, we'll be glad we are Kenyans. Thank you.
Asante, Patrick. Alex?
Yeah, Julia, I thank you very much. I just perused through when I was driving from work. So I saw people arrested and the fake ballot boxes, but I'm not very sure. So I won't comment on something that I've not researched further. But I perused through it and I saw, I'm not sure if it was true or not. It was in Facebook, so I don't trust Facebook. Patrick, thank you. We come here to learn. And I think you've reminded me something that is good. And I think I'm going to make that to be my mantra of life. I work hard like a Kikuyu, but not just work hard. I live good like a Luo. But I also tell you, be honest like a Somali. I will add that. Somalis are very honest in business. So I think I will do. Kemere, You gave us a very strong statement at the beginning. Kikuyus work in silence, and you dismantled it immediately when it came to Kiambu and said that you are worried. You should not be worried. Kikuyus work in silence, so don't worry. Kiambu, we will win. So there's something called a blessing in disguise in life. When we saw the competition in Nyanza, we were all complaining. The competition in Homa Bay, the competition in Migori for gubernatorial, and the competition in Siaya for gubernatorial. When you look at those who voted in percentage in Siaya and Homa Bay last time, compared to the 90s that voted Kumera in Central, because of the competition now that we have. Previously, whether you are a dead dog and you are put in those two counties and you are in ODM, you could win. But this time around, there's competition because we have Azimio. And for that, people are coming to vote in Luo Nyanza overwhelmingly, more especially in Siaya. The competition between Gumbo and Orengo is never been seen before. Remember, Orengo enjoyed the support of being very close to Raila Amolo Odinga. Even last time he was playing national politics, he did not even campaign for his seat for the Senate. But it's different now. You've not seen Orengo. He's working day and night. And I like that competition because these people are coming out to say that this time they are going to vote because they realize gubernatorial candidates are very, very necessary towards the development of their counties. So at this time around, I will talk about Nyanza more because as we go to the home stretch, we are the ones who are giving our competitors the challenge. But at the same time, we are the one who are giving our principals information because when they are in Turkana and Nyeri, they may not know exactly what's happening in Kisii or Nyanza. So when we speak, somehow in the evening when they are in their homes, they listen and they see the loopholes that are happening. So when we speak this way, I think we end up also informing them. So I think as we go on to the election, let us, within cost, I think, Papa be our correspondent and make sure.
Talking about mother. I'm sorry. Get the deputy. I'm sorry, Alex. I didn't know I was not mute.
Yeah. So Papa be our correspondent in Mombasa and the coast. Kimere, Apo Kiambu, and everybody wherever you are, and you give us the information. So my information in Nyanza is that we are going to vote Baba overwhelmingly. Azimio is going to win. We might lose a few seats, but presidential votes, Baba is assured in Kisii more than 85%. Nyamira, he might get 70 to 75%. And I think the rest of Luo Nyanza, I think that's a given, 90, 90, 90. And if we go that way, now we are going to election. And election is not just voting, it's the fight for power. We are in a battle. We are not waiting for a battle on the August. No, we are in a battle now. So we must make sure that the loopholes that we see and the momentum that we have, we keep it. We are keeping it in Nyanza. And I've seen in Nyeri and other areas after the deputy presidential debate, I think I'm seeing now a follow-up and I think a rebut from the people. I think people are making their mind. The margin of the people who are undecided is going down. So it is our duty to make sure that those who have remained to be undecided, we sway them. So we give them what we think is important, that which they have not seen. And we must hammer Gachagua. Let's not talk about moderators. Gachagua failed the interview. Gachagua doesn't want to be number 2. Gachagua said if he is smarter than Ruto, Ruto should accept that Gachagua should do the job. So Gachagua is not for the job. So that's our message. Gachagua did not tell us how much he earns. Gachagua lied to us. Gachagua said 600, 800 minus 200 million, he has 600 million. But Gachagua could not finish constructing his house in Nyeri ambayo alikuwa anataka kupeana mchele. So those are the things, the loopholes we see. We say Gachagua, 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 Gachagua. Don't talk about the moderators. The next moderator anaenda kuwa Yvonne Ikwara, very strong woman, strong. I'm telling you, Yvonne atapeleka baba mbio. Anybody who has watched Punchline, I'm telling you, Yvonne is a no nonsense. And you know, Yvonne has already reached the pinnacles of her career. That was the only thing remaining. That was the only thing remaining for Yvonne to finish and then retire comfortably as a journalist. So I know Yvonne is going to do a good job, and let's pray that he hammers Ruto more. But if he hammers Baba, I think we have a problem. But I have confidence in Baba. But as you know, in the end of the day, Baba will win the debate. We are not going to listen to the rhetoric. We are going to listen to Ruto's lies, and we are going to hammer him after the lies. Thank you very much.
Asante Alex. Asante Alex. I think after this experience, I think also the moderators saw something. They saw that they were not allowed to. They should not have allowed Gachagua to go out of what he did. I think they learned, just like we are all saying this. They saw it. So I think the Baba's moderator will be quite very wise and very careful. And I think I want to agree with Eva. If you find a mad woman in the market shouting and yelling, and if your wife is like that, for those of you who are married here, yani anasimama hapo nje anakuita everything they can say, will you also, hata yote toka nje, you join her? Will you do that? No, you'll be different. That's exactly what mother did. So I think I agree with you, Alex. We are going to work on Gachagua's nonsense, all the nonsense he spoke. We are going to talk about them, to interrogate that, and to tell the people, this is the person you are planning to elect as deputy president. That's what we are going to do. I agree with that. So Kimere, Kiambu, we are more advantaged than other counties because Kiambu, there's a lot of division. Remember kuna hii team ya Kabogo. Kuna mchanganyiko mwingi hapo sana. Then we have the diaspora. We have our diaspora in Kiambu. The Luos and all that, they are there. So I think Baba stands higher chances in Kiambu than maybe other counties because of that notion. So yes, Kimere. I don't know.
Let me specify why I said that. My surprise was I'm not worried that Baba won't win there. What I expressed is, probably I express disappointment other than a worry. Maybe that's the words that I should use.
Maybe you listen too much to Kuria. So I think you should
no, really, to Kuria. I saw in they are changing. They are luckily they are also changing, but the dynamics there were really quite not very good initially. But everyone is changing now, so I'm not worried about Baba winning. I'm sure 100% Baba is winning anyway, and that's why I actually wouldn't close this without appealing to people. Tono in Mount Kenya, the whole of Kenya, they shouldn't let this chance go because, and this one, I want this to remain on record because people will be seeing this years from now. If we elect Baba and Mother, Kenya will never be the same again. I'm so much convinced of that.
Thank you, Kimere. I agree with you. And to wind up on that, Patrick said one thing. After this, we have the opportunity to cross the boundaries of tribalism. We have a golden opportunity to say that we are no longer Kabilahi, we are no longer this person or this family. We are not Kabilahi, we are not this. The other thing, the opportunity we have is to fight corruption. This is the opportunity we have, fellow Kenyans. We can no longer go like this working with criminals and all that. But with Baba and Mother, they have given us that opportunity. We are going to begin to look at ourselves as Kenyans. And me, I always tell Alex that I see a situation that the next presidency, I see somebody like Mother and somebody like Matiang. I see a situation, we'll have people from small tribes. We won't be looking at umetoka Tana River, umetoka wapi. It will be, you are a Kenyan and we trust you and you can work for us. I hope my dream is coming to pass for my Kenya, and my dream is coming to see Kenyans who are willing to fight corruption. That is what Mother said. Mother said, when Michuki was here, hata wananchi wangeshika polisi, wangekataza polisi achukue hongo. People are doing that. We had reached there. That's where we had reached. We can go back, Kenyans. We can all fight this corruption. So asante sana everybody, and because Kimera wewe ndio umeongea wa mwisho, tufungie na stanza ya national anthem, the first stanza.
I will do that, but can I ask you to do something before we close?
Yes.
Because I just read 2 comments, yeah? There's Mary Wangeshi. Can you respond to that comment? And also Black is here saying hi, so we all say hi to Black. Alex, I'm sure you want to say hi to Black.
Yes, combination of Mother and Matiang will be God sent. Mary Wangeshi is in that Baba hawezani na President Ruto.
That's my hi to Black. Combination of Martha and Matiang'i will be a God sent. Thank you, Black.
Okay, so what about this? I don't understand this. Kuna mtu anaelewa hii statement ya Mary Wangeshi?
I think literally what Mary Wangeshi is trying to like dismiss what we are saying and telling us that Ruto will get 80% in Mount Kenya, but yeah, she can continue dreaming. That's what I would say.
Okay, Mary Wangeshi, we understand where we are coming from, but I want to say, like Wekesa, if you still feel that Ruto is the right person with all the cases akonazo, crimes against humanity, bado hata tujamaliza cases za watu wa Kiambaa, corruption scandals, ananyang'anya mtu kama Mtesh Shamba, and the way he talks and his hate against the president, then I think I begin to say that it has to do with intelligence. So kuna watu tu wezi badilisha, Alex. I mean, kuna watu tu wezi badilisha because they have a problem with their intelligence. So Mary Wangeshi, I'm sorry, I really think you have a problem with your intelligence. If after vile tumekuongelesha bado unasema hivyo. Asante Kimere. Sometimes I'm too harsh. Sometimes I'm too harsh. Hebu tufungeni, wacha Kimere atuombee. Twende kwa ile show ingine. Mere tufuate kwa ile show ingine, tutakuelezea kwa kinaga ubaga why we need to help you. Kimere tufungie show na first stanza ya national anthem.
So yes, should we? Yeah. So should we do it in which language today? Then we should do it in the national language today.
Yes, in Kiswahili. Yes.
Yeah, Kiswahili. I think we can. Kwa Kiswahili kila mtu anajua, so we can say it all together if we wish. Eva, do you know our national anthem?
Najua.
Good. Basi tuendelee. Mungu nguvu yetu
ilete baraka kwetu,
haki iwe na tukae na uhuru, amani na uhuru, raha tupate na ustawi.
Asanteni, tukutane kule pande ile ingine. Alex, I think you have the link for moderating. I saw Bernard asking for help. Naomba waweza kaingia huko msaidie kidogo.
Maybe after 20 minutes. I need to take my dog outside.
Oh, you have a dog?
You have a dog, Alex. What race is it? Alex, if I may ask.
At race. Unauliza race yake.
I left my Rottweiler in Kenya.
I have a big inaitwanga donkey losas.
I thought you had a Doberman.
No.
When they get old, they get crazy, you know.
They get crazy?
The Doberman.
The Doberman, because the skull is so small, so the brain, when they get big, the skull can't contain the brain. That's why they wanna cheese it.
Bye, guys.
Maybe.
Bye.
Bye.
Eva,
what were you saying?
Nasema hiyo ni kazi ngumu, ni kama kukuwa na mtoto mwingine. Unajua kufuga unga Kenya ni rahisi kwa sababu unga ya Kenya ni ya security. Hii ya huku lazima upeleke bebe na karatasi urokote mafi.
Okay, Eva, I wanted to congratulate Alex because Alex, hiyo kazi siwezi.
Siwezi.
Alex.
Unajua watoto wakiamua, unajua mtoto akifanya vizuri shuleni alafu umuulize unataka nini, akwambia anataka umbwa, huwezi kataa.
Oh.
Bob, umesikia hiyo maneno?
Alex, the only problem is that you want, but then it's yourself to take care of it.
Yeah, for now, actually I'm enjoying it. At the beginning I didn't like it, but now I'm enjoying it.
Alex, you are lucky because mimi my son amesema anataka pet nyoka.
Oh,
amesikia Wajakoya.
What has he been watching?
Apparently, he has no fear of any animal. So he can go outside, pick any animal. He loves going to safaris. He has no fear of animals at all. He loves them. He wants a snake as a pet.
Yeah.
I don't know why I'm going to leave. Sijui nitaishi wapi. Mtu ani-adapt.
You can talk to Wajakoya and kupatia advice.
Mimi nataka mtu ani-adapt.
Wajakoya was in UK, so I mean he knows the place.
Na akasema nikosa kumnunulia, ataenda kuishi Ugenya kwa sababu Ugenya huko kwetu nyoka zinakuanga mingi. He is going to have fun with them.
Then you have an opportunity to take your son to Maranda. So take him to Maranda High School.
Yeah, I think nitampeleka aende asome Nyanza. Nitamtoa huku UK aende asome Nyanza Secondary. Think he'll have fun.
You can have a snake. I have a friend, a colleague actually had a python. He has this, and he, he was buying like rats. You buy them frozen, so you feed them with those rats. You unfreeze, you defrost them before feeding them, and he was just like catching them by the tail, and the snake.
Yani Kemere, unataka kusema kwanza nifunge nyoka.
Alafu ninunue
panya niweke kwa deep freezer yangu. Ile deep freezer yangu ninunue deep freezer ya panya kama ninunue.
Yeah.
Julia.
But
let me tell you, there is somebody.
Hizo panya unajua zile wanakuza za laboratory na nini, si panya tu.
Whatever. Me having Kemere, having a rat in my deep freezer, that is what is a bad omen. Bob, what are you saying? Unasikia watu they are Wajakoya's followers.
Let me tell you, and here in Mombasa, there used to be another gentleman who the guy who started the African Safari Club hotels in Shanzu, and this guy has got every single animal you can think of. He had lions, he had cheetahs. When you go to his gate, before you go to his house, there is a security van which carries you so that it can take you to the house, because the house is like 200 meters from the gate. He was living with animals.
Yeah, for us who come from Africa, that is witchcraft. So let's close the show.
Oh, the show wasn't closed? I thought we were in the background.
No, oh my God. In the background. And Black is mad with us that we are not doing serious. Black, we will deal with you in the other show. Tugoje huko.
I thought we were in the background.
Niko kwa giza. Ndio huyu mimi. Mwambie nione kabla nirudi kwa giza.
Sasa Black, unajua Black.
Oh, Black is looking for Eva. Okay, Black, you've seen Eva today. Ulikuwa nataka ingia hapa kwanza kama unataka kuongea na Eva. Changa hiyo uoga yako. Konani uko mbele. See you later.
Good night. Bye.
Good night, everyone. Thank you very much.
Bye.
Thank you for inviting me.